Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the Sleep Science Top 1. This evening, one finds themselves entering a realm that remains hidden from the eyes of the majority, a realm inhabited by creatures whose lives have unfolded in unusual and unforeseen directions, molded by seclusion, the passage of time, and extraordinary resilience. These are beings that dwell at the fringes of our perception, concealed within distant woodlands, profound seas, tranquil arid lands, and dwindling areas of untamed nature. Some were uncovered not long ago. Some were almost forgotten before we even realized their existence. Many of these animals live quietly, carrying ancient stories in their very existence, stories that stretch back thousands, even millions of years. Discovering them brings a quiet wonder, reminding us how much mystery and beauty still exists on our planet. It reveals the delicate nature of survival and highlights the remarkable resilience of these beings as they continue to endure. Each one represents a different solution to the challenges of survival, shaped by habitat, climate, and chance. Learning about them can quietly shift how we see nature and our place in it. If any part of this calm journey speaks to you, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, or share a comment below. It truly helps more people find these peaceful stories, one relaxed listener at a time. At this moment, there is nothing required of you. Allow your shoulders to relax, allow your breath to become more measured, and let your mind wander freely. So let's begin this peaceful journey into some of the planet's most extraordinary creatures. Together, we can simply listen, unwind, and marvel. The whispering Arctic spiral's tusk serves as a delicate tooth, equipped with nerves that are capable of detecting the nuances of the water around it. It resembles a spear, yet it originates as a tooth that extends outward in a lengthy spiral. Within, it holds intricate nerve pathways that elevate it beyond mere decoration. Researchers have delved into the concept that it can sense alterations in the surrounding water, such as temperature and salinity, transforming the tusk into a unique form of environmental sensor. Such insights would hold significance in the Arctic seas, where the conditions transform with the changing seasons and the presence of ice. Whispering Arctic spirals inhabit a realm of shadowy winters, navigating through openings in the sea ice and plunging into the depths in search of food. They depend on sound for navigation and hunting, congregating in groups that skillfully maneuver through narrow pathways in icy terrains. The tusk serves a purpose in social signaling, potentially aiding in the establishment of status among males. What makes it extraordinary is this: a single tooth becomes a multi-purpose tool, an environmental sensor, a social signal, and a window into the world around it. The last gentle giants, with just 2 surviving females, is under constant protection. As a species teeters on the brink of extinction, with only 2 individuals left, the efforts to conserve it transform into a poignant mix of compassion, scientific innovation, and sorrow. The last gentle giantesses, both being females, signify that natural breeding has become an impossibility. Researchers have preserved genetic material from males of the past, and they are creating embryos through assisted reproduction techniques. Due to the absence of northern white females capable of carrying a pregnancy, the strategy depends on southern white rhinoceroses to serve as surrogates. It represents a remarkable endeavor to extend the boundaries of time, employing preserved cells and contemporary reproductive technology to restore a community that humanity contributed to diminishing. Each step presents its own challenges, from the careful collection of eggs to the critical process of ensuring that embryos develop as they should. Even if it succeeds, the aim is not merely one birth. There are sufficient births to rejuvenate genetic diversity, paving the way for a self-sustaining future. Today, these 2 remaining individuals are watched over closely not just as symbols of a species, but as irreplaceable living beings. Timeless youth keepers possess the remarkable ability to regenerate limbs, maintaining a youthful appearance throughout their entire lives. Certain creatures mend themselves by sealing a wound. An eternal youth wanderer, restores itself by regenerating what has been taken away. Following an injury, the cells surrounding the wound transition into a pliable state, rearranging themselves to form new bone, muscle, nerves, and skin. The outcome may be a functional limb that seamlessly connects with the body, instead of merely a straightforward patch. Even more astonishing is its choice of lifestyle. Rather than undergoing the usual transformation associated with salamanders, it often retains its larval characteristics throughout adulthood, such as the presence of feathery external gills. Researchers have discovered how to initiate metamorphosis using particular hormones, shedding light on the mechanisms that control developmental processes, allowing them to be activated or paused. Timeless youth keepers possess an exceptionally large genome, and the endeavor to decode it has become an integral aspect of the broader pursuit to comprehend regeneration. It presents a vivid illustration of the capabilities of biology in terms of regeneration and the selective preservation it undertakes. Midnight forest singers are unique, flightless parrots that engage in breeding only during specific times when particular trees yield an abundant, synchronized harvest of their seeds, nuts, or fruits. On islands where birds once thrived, free from mammal predators, the nighttime forest whisperer embarked on a remarkable journey. It transformed into something substantial, rooted in the earth, and remarkably enduring. The breeding of this species is intricately linked to the cyclical patterns of the forest, as it relies on a plentiful supply of nutritious fruit to successfully nurture its young. During years, when significant trees yield an abundant harvest simultaneously, the birds are able to dedicate themselves to nesting. During difficult times, they primarily bide their time. This indicates that conservationists cannot merely select a season and anticipate favorable outcomes. They must observe the forest attentively, monitor the blooming and fruiting, and be prepared when the environment indicates a unique chance. It serves as a reminder that reproduction encompasses more than just the biological aspects within the animal. It also revolves around the timing within the broader ecosystem, extending even to the calendar of a single tree. The silent desert wanderer endures the harsh realities of desert life, thriving with minimal access to drinking water. This antelope is designed for a landscape dominated by sand, enduring heat, and vast stretches devoid of greenery. It has the ability to absorb moisture from the plants it consumes, and it carefully times its activities to minimize water loss. During the sweltering hours, it might find solace in shallow depressions where the earth offers a touch of coolness. The coat shifts with the seasons, remaining darker during the cooler months and becoming paler as the relentless sunlight arrives. With wide, sweeping horns that enhance its imposing presence to potential threats, its most effective defense often lies in its ability to vanish seamlessly into the vastness of open space. The tragedy lies in the fact that the desert offers no shield against humanity. Machines and contemporary armaments can access locations that were once regarded as untouched havens. In parts of North Africa, small groups are being reintroduced, their movements tracked with the care and precision of precious signals on a map. In The Silent Desert Wanderer, the desert's toughness is vividly illustrated, revealing how swiftly rarity can emerge. The canopy sky sovereign possesses immense strength, enabling it to hunt monkeys within the thick foliage of the forest. Deep within the forests of the Philippines, a formidable raptor embodies strength, precision, and patience. With its expansive wings, it skillfully navigates through the towering trees, while its robust beak is perfectly designed to tackle even the most challenging prey. Hunting in a dense canopy presents a distinct challenge compared to hunting across open plains. The eagle observes the subtle shifts in the shadows, prepares to take flight from its concealed vantage point, and navigates swiftly through the branches. Its keen eyesight and precise coordination transform a chaotic forest into an effective hunting ground. A breeding pair may need a vast territory, linking its survival to the well-being of entire watersheds. When the old grove forest is cut down, the loss extends beyond just the trees. The hunting space, the nest sites, and the long-term stability are essential for a slow-breeding bird's survival. The success of conservation relies on safeguarding habitats, garnering community backing, and the diligent efforts involved in monitoring nests in isolated landscapes. This eagle stands as a premier predator, serving as an indicator of the forest's overall health and integrity. The Gulf's gentle shadow, a marine mammal of extraordinary rarity, resides solely within the confines of a single gulf. In the northern Gulf of California, there exists a porpoise so elusive that it remains unseen by many scientists in its living form. It is diminutive, reserved, and designed for an existence characterized by fleeting appearances and extended descents. Rather than calling out over the waves, it employs sharp, high-pitched clicks that diminish swiftly as they travel away. It creates an intimate and personal atmosphere within its realm. Researchers frequently encounter it initially through sound, employing underwater recorders to capture those clicks in the murky depths. The greatest threat forest whistle packs not come from a predator. It serves as a barrier of fishing nets intended for different species. When the Gulf's gentle shadow becomes ensnared, it is unable to surface for air. Each individual that endures holds significance, and the act of conservation in this context resembles urgent care for a whole species. The Mist Valley phantom was discovered in the 1990s, and it remains a rare sight to behold. In the mountains of Laos and Vietnam, local hunters recounted tales of a forest creature that appeared to be shrouded in legend. As scientists delved into the examination of a pair of unusual long horns in the early 1990s, a fresh perspective emerged in the realm of modern biology. The creature trailing behind them, which would later be known as the Mist Valley phantom, navigates through thick evergreen valleys, where mist and steep inclines obscure all that lies within. Its behavior is seldom witnessed, leading to much of it being deduced from tracks, brief camera trap images, and the insights of local communities. Its diet retains an air of mystery, yet it seems to favor tender leaves found in the shaded understory. The most significant danger lies not in the pursuit of fame, but in the traps laid out for a variety of creatures. A species may be unveiled by the realm of science, yet it can still fade away with little notice. The Last Island sentinel endures in a single park, with no other wild populations existing beyond its confines. This rhinoceros once roamed the vast expanses of Southeast Asia, only to find itself confined to a solitary stronghold. Today, the last wild habitat of this species is Ujung Kulon National Park in Indonesia, where thick vegetation and muddy wallows render direct sightings uncommon. Conservation teams frequently uncover its movements by utilizing camera traps, analyzing tracks, and recognizing the unique shape of a solitary horn. Residing in a single location offers a sense of security, yet it simultaneously amplifies potential dangers. An outbreak of disease, the introduction of an invasive plant altering food resources, or a significant natural disaster has the potential to impact the entire population simultaneously. The rangers diligently strive to alleviate the pressures of poaching, carefully manage the habitat, and observe individuals in a manner that ensures minimal disturbance. The narrative is filled with tension as it revolves around a single setting and a limited group of animals. It also embodies hope, as the safeguarding of their park has enabled the population to gradually increase. Survival, in this context, forest whistle packs not extend beyond local boundaries. It stands as a solitary, watchful menace. Armored night wanderers stand out as the only mammals adorned with genuine scales, and they face significant threats from trafficking. A pangolin appears as if it has emerged from the depths of ancient history, adorned in a coat of overlapping scales composed of the same substance found in human fingernails. When faced with danger, it has the ability to curl into a compact sphere, leaving numerous natural predators exasperated. Humans, on the other hand, can effortlessly grasp it. This seemingly minor disruption has sparked one of the most extensive illegal wildlife trades in existence. Armored night wanderers, are hunted for their meat, while their scales find their way into markets, fueled by misleading medical claims that sustain the demand. In the wild, these creatures operate silently, consuming vast quantities of ants and termites, subtly influencing ecosystems in ways that often go unnoticed by humans. Specialized traits define their role, featuring powerful claws adept at breaking into nests, and a sticky tongue perfect for collecting insects. Rescue centers frequently encounter individuals suffering from malnutrition due to the challenges in finding a suitable alternative to an insect-based diet. Safeguarding armored night wanderers extends beyond mere law enforcement. The narrative revolves around transforming perceptions, diminishing consumption, and allowing a timid insect eater to continue playing a vital role in its environment. The hidden forest dreamer, a relative of the forest giraffe, remained concealed from Western science for centuries. For an extended period, accounts of a striped creature in the rainforests of Central Africa were regarded as mere speculation. Subsequently, evidence emerged, and the hidden forest dreamer transformed into one of the most astonishing large mammal discoveries of contemporary times. It shares a connection with the giraffe, yet it resides in a dense forest instead of the open savanna. The velvet coat absorbs light, aiding in its ability to blend seamlessly into the shadowed vegetation. The zebra-like stripes, adorning its legs, serve a purpose beyond mere decoration. It can assist in fragmenting its silhouette amidst beams of light and intertwined foliage. The hidden forest dreamer possesses a long, prehensile tongue, adept at stripping leaves and meticulously cleaning its own face with precision. It often exists in solitude, gliding silently through the understory, leaving minimal evidence behind, save for tracks and dung. Safeguarding it signifies safeguarding the very essence of the deep forest. It relies on a consistent environment and the absence of human strife. The hidden forest dreamer serves as a testament to the idea that even the most sizable creatures can remain concealed when their environment is challenging to navigate. The island canopy dreamer resides predominantly within the confines of a single island mangrove, where it leads its life in a secluded manner. On a small island off Panama, there exists a unique three-toed sloth that spends nearly all its time among the mangrove trees. This population exists apart from its mainland relatives, leading to a life defined by a singular habitat and a restricted selection of leaves. As time passes, the solitude experienced by a species can lead to profound transformations. Island life frequently nurtures smaller communities and unique behaviors. The outcome here is a sloth that transcends mere rarity in its population. It is uncommon in the realm of geography. Their range is so limited that a single storm, a disease outbreak, or prolonged disturbance could lead to significant consequences. As mangroves serve to shield coastlines and nurture fish nurseries, the effort to conserve this sloth intertwines with the preservation of a whole coastal ecosystem. Researchers examine the ways it utilizes the canopy, the manner in which it rests, and the techniques it employs to move between trees while remaining concealed. This serves as a compelling illustration of rarity. The future of an entire mammal can depend on a single patch of mangrove and the well-being of one island. The elusive savanna watcher is so elusive that the majority of individuals within its habitat may go their entire lives without encountering one. It resides in a narrow expanse of arid savanna, close to the border of Kenya and Somalia, where the rains may falter and the grasses can quickly disappear. In such an environment, those who thrive possess keen instincts and unwavering vigilance. Hirola often stood with their heads held high and ears alert, sensing the wind for any impending danger before it approached. Their pale eye rings bestow an alert, watchful appearance, fitting for a creature that needs to detect predators from afar on the vast terrain. Their rarity is particularly striking, as they once populated this landscape in much larger numbers, only to see a decline within a single human lifetime due to disease, drought, and habitat pressure. Conservationists have relocated certain individuals to more secure locations, with the aim of establishing an additional refuge population. In times when the numbers dwindle, each calf holds significance, and every safe season emerges as a remarkable blessing. The Mediterranean gentle stalker experienced a resurgence following dedicated breeding and rewilding initiatives. Not long ago, this cat teetered on the brink of extinction, with each remaining pocket of habitat resembling a solitary lifeboat. Then, the process of conservation evolved into a meticulous sequence of actions. Breeding centers paired individuals to safeguard genetic diversity, while teams readied release sites with cover, water, and minimized road hazards. As the young lynx were set free, they wore tracking collars that narrated their journey through a series of dots and lines, revealing their hunting grounds, resting spots, and the nature of their territorial encounters. As time passed, the dots gradually expanded into fresh territories, connecting landscapes that had remained isolated for many years. Rewilding encompasses much more than the simple act of opening a gate. Cooperation from landowners is essential, along with the establishment of safe corridors between wild spaces and a measure of patience for a predator that thrives on its own terms. The Mediterranean gentle stalker now serves as a testament to the resilience of a species when dedicated efforts are made by people over time. The snow forest silent guardian withstands the brutal winters, adorned with one of the thickest coats among felines. This leopard resides in a region where snow blankets the earth for extended periods, within the forests adjacent to the borders of Russia, China, and North Korea. During the winter months, the animal's fur grows long and thick, effectively retaining heat against its body and creating a fuller, almost luxurious appearance. Its spotted coat serves a purpose beyond mere beauty. The pattern disrupts its form amidst the scattered snow, exposed branches, and dimly lit stones. Survival in this place requires a strict adherence to energy management. The leopard moves gracefully across the landscape, its silent paws gliding over ridgelines and game trails, a master of energy conservation. It possesses a remarkable ability to wait, selecting a concealed vantage point and allowing the forest to unfold around it. The greatest danger lies not in the chill, the loss of prey and safe habitat, along with the danger posed by snares meant for other animals, creates a challenging situation. In this region, conservation frequently resembles the safeguarding of an entire food web, as the survival of a big cat relies on more than just its allure. The jungle shadow dancer, the smallest of its kind, spends its entire existence within the lush confines of rainforests. Within the dense jungle, being large may prove to be a liability. A smaller tiger navigates through tangled plants with ease, gliding along narrow ridges and pivoting swiftly in confined areas. The stripes are frequently dense and closely arranged, aiding in blending into a realm of vertical stems and fragmented light. This tiger possesses remarkable swimming abilities, an important trait on an island where rivers and swamps may hinder a hunt or provide a quicker route. The rainforests, shrouded in sound-dampening foliage, transform hunting into a delicate art of attentive listening and strategic placement, culminating in a swift dash that lasts mere heartbeats. The true conflict lies in the fact that the very forest that provides refuge is equally precious to humanity, and the act of clearing land can obliterate centuries of hunting wisdom in just a single season. Safeguarding this tiger entails the preservation of extensive, interconnected areas of rainforest, rather than merely small fragments. When one envisions a tiger, an image of vast grasslands often comes to mind. This one is a silhouette among the foliage, harmoniously attuned to the verdant gloom. The canopy wisdom keeper faces a dire situation, as it is critically endangered and resides solely on a single island. High in the canopy, this great ape inhabits a realm filled with branches, fruits, and deliberate decisions. It is recognized for its intelligence, evident in daily problem-solving, whether it's choosing strong roots from trees or employing basic tools to obtain food. Mothers pour their hearts into nurturing their young, and an infant may remain by their side for years, absorbing lessons on locating seasonal fruit and mastering the art of safe movement above the ground. The gradual tempo contributes to the peril. When habitat is diminished, the population struggles to swiftly recover what has been lost. In Sumatra, the forests face significant pressure from roads, logging, and agriculture, leading to the isolation of groups and an increased risk of conflict. Rehabilitation centers occasionally provide care for orphaned individuals, imparting forest skills prior to their release. However, the success of this endeavor hinges on the availability of genuine forest to which they can return. This orangutan transcends the mere existence of an animal perched in a tree. The memory of the canopy stretches long, requiring both time and space to sustain its existence. The hidden hill dreamer, identified in 2017, now faces significant threats to its survival. In the hills of northern Sumatra, a remarkable event unfolded as a great ape was acknowledged as a distinct species, a rarity in contemporary times. Through meticulous field observations alongside genetic and anatomical evidence, researchers unveiled a new designation for an orangutan population, each with its own unique evolutionary narrative. The situation is pressing, as the whole species resides within a limited expanse of upland forest. With a species confined to such a narrow habitat, a single significant development initiative can alter its destiny. While steep terrain might seem like a safeguard, the presence of roads can carve through it, and a fragmented forest can isolate groups from one another. Preserving this space resembles safeguarding a library confined to one room. It is not easily moved, and once it burns, it cannot be rebuilt. The hidden hill dreamer serves as a poignant reminder that the act of discovery can often carry a weight of somber reflection. At times, it manifests as a warning light, illuminating the darkness. The crimson forest returner endures, brought back to life through reintroduction after disappearing from its natural habitat. This canine tale is rich with opportunities for redemption and difficult choices. As the wild population dwindled, a select few animals were taken into captivity to ensure the survival of their lineage. From that limited beginning, biologists developed a breeding program and subsequently started reintroducing wolves to areas of their historical territory. Once released, the challenges begin to multiply. The paths taken, the struggles of humanity, and the allure of the unknown can unravel years of effort in mere weeks. The ongoing genetic influence of interbreeding with coyotes poses a risk to the distinct identity of the crimson forest returner, necessitating careful management to preserve its uniqueness. Wildlife teams implement monitoring and sterilization programs for coyotes in crucial areas, alongside active management strategies to ensure that wolves have the space they need to seek out partners of their own species. The process of reintroduction unfolds over time, rather than being a one-time occurrence. The narrative unfolds as a dynamic connection between individuals and a predator, one that is evolving, adjusting, and striving to re-establish its presence within the environment. The Highland moon hunter stands as Africa's rarest canid, skillfully hunting rodents across the expansive high moors. Envision a creature resembling a fox, traversing an Afro-alpine plateau, where the atmosphere is sparse and the nights hold the potential for frost. This wolf possesses a slender muzzle and a determined approach to hunting, as a significant portion of its diet consists of small burrowing mammals. One might observe it, with its paws poised and ears alert, before it leaps swiftly into the grass. In contrast to numerous wolves, this one frequently hunts in solitude, while still residing within social packs that protect their territories and nurture their young collectively. The blend of independence and cooperation contributes significantly to its compelling nature. The most significant threats emerge from interactions with household dogs. Diseases such as rabies and distemper can ravage a small population with alarming swiftness. Vaccination campaigns for dogs, and occasionally for wolves, have emerged as a crucial line of defense. The Highland moon hunter thrives as a specialist within its unique habitat. It possesses a beauty rooted in its precision, while simultaneously revealing a vulnerability tied to its dependence. The Chilean forest whisperer inhabits the forests of Chile, remaining a mystery to science for many years. In the temperate forests of southern Chile, a small fox navigates the dense understory with a careful, elusive manner. For an extended period, it was recognized primarily through scant evidence, leaving its actual distribution shrouded in uncertainty. Some populations inhabit islands, while others reside on the mainland, suggesting a complex history influenced by shifting landscapes and periods of isolation. It is more diminutive than what many anticipate, adorned with a dark coat that perfectly complements the shadowy forest floors. Due to its specialized nature, it relies on undisturbed habitats where it can forage freely without interruption. Challenges encompass alterations to habitats, assaults from canines, and the proliferation of illnesses transmitted by domesticated animals. As scientists set camera traps, a single image emerges, revealing a message from a concealed realm, affirming that the forest continues to harbor unexpected wonders. The Chilean forest whisperer serves as a subtle reminder that the rare often goes unnoticed. At times, it is a silent creature, gliding just beyond the view, in a realm seldom visited by others. The Madagascar canopy phantom stands as Madagascar's premier predator, having evolved from ancestors resembling mongooses. It resembles a small cougar, but its lineage is more closely related to mongooses than to felines. On an island where competition took on an unusual form, a twist unfolded, and vacant roles awaited eager contenders. It can dash across the ground, then ascend into the canopy, with a surprising confidence that catches off guard those who anticipate a solely land-based predator. Its ankles are crafted for agility, allowing it to descend trees head first when the urgency of a chase calls for it. A significant portion of its hunting revolves around lemurs, indicating that one predator has the power to influence the behaviors of numerous other species throughout the forest. The true tension lies in the reliance on vast, interconnected habitats. As Madagascar's forests frequently exist in disjointed patches, when a top predator loses its space, the entire ecosystem can become unstable. The Madagascar canopy phantom is not merely uncommon, it serves as a crucial architect of balance in its ecosystem. The night finger tapper employs an elongated finger to rhythmically tap for grubs, subsequently extracting them with precision. Envision pursuing your quarry in the shadows, without the need to excavate or dismantle fallen timber. A lemur taps along the wood with quick, delicate rhythms, then pauses to listen for a hollow response that suggests the presence of hidden tunnels. Upon discovering the perfect location, it meticulously chews a precise opening with its ever-growing teeth. Then a slender finger glides in, functioning like a living instrument. That finger has the remarkable ability to extract larvae hidden deep within the grain, accessing nourishment that remains beyond the reach of most animals. It is a method of nourishment that resembles a blend of sonar and carpentry. In certain regions, the cultural apprehension surrounding this uncommon specialist has transformed it into a target, as individuals misinterpret its unusual appearance and nocturnal behaviors. Community education plays a crucial role in conservation, as the protection of an animal often hinges on its perception rather than solely on the forest it inhabits. The night finger tapper illustrates the remarkable capacity of evolution to create an entirely novel method of feeding. The silken leaping spirit possesses remarkable leg strength, allowing it to spring effortlessly from one tree to another. In western Madagascar, this lemur propels itself through the trees with the precision of a living catapult. It clings to the trunk, winding its strong hind legs, and then propels itself through the air to the next tree with remarkable accuracy. The leaps can cover distances that seem unachievable until the moment of landing reveals the truth. With hands gripping the bark, the body swung into position, and in a single breath, balance was regained. On the ground, it moves upright with a sideways hopping gait that appears almost playful, yet it is merely the most efficient use of its anatomy. The silken leaping spirit faces a significant challenge, as its remarkable acrobatic abilities cannot escape the harsh reality of habitat loss. As the canopy is severed, the openings widen excessively, causing the secure routes to disappear. As small populations find themselves increasingly isolated, the challenge of recovery intensifies with each passing generation. Observing a sifaka in mid-leap is exhilarating, as it seems to embody the harmonious relationship between the laws of physics and the beauty of life. The dawn song weaver, the largest of all living lemurs, engages in haunting duets that resonate through the forest. High in the eastern forests of Madagascar, the calls resonate through the trees, creating a vibrant and living chorus. A family group might harmonize, their voices weaving together in a melodic tapestry that appears crafted to resonate over great distances. These songs serve to inform neighbors of each other's whereabouts, fostering deeper connections within the community. The dawn song weaver seldom descends to the forest floor, its elongated legs designed for impressive vertical leaps between tree trunks. In contrast to numerous lemurs, this species struggles to thrive in captivity, highlighting the critical need to safeguard its natural habitat. It possesses a gradual life history, characterized by attentive parenting and a restrained reproductive pace. Thus, the forest cannot be felled today and substituted tomorrow, even with the best of intentions. The dawn song, weaver's song, transcends mere sound. It signifies that an ancient forest endures, providing enough continuity for a family to establish a home and proclaim it to the world. The nighttime forest whisperer's potent aroma can expose it to predators, thereby complicating efforts for its recovery. The parrot's scent is peculiar for a bird, and it can be quite striking when one is nearby. In a world that once knew no mammal hunters, the absence of distinctive scents may not have posed an issue. With the arrival of introduced predators, the scent transformed into a peril, as mammals typically rely on their sense of smell rather than their vision for tracking. This compels conservationists to adopt strategies that resemble the art of espionage. It is essential to safeguard nests, manage predator populations, and ensure that tracking efforts do not inadvertently highlight birds that are already conspicuous. Researchers approach their work with great caution, as excessive disturbance can alter behavior and heighten risks. The nighttime forest whisperer's scent serves as an important indicator of its biology, as it influences both communication and the selection of mates. Recovery encompasses much more than just fences and sanctuaries. It revolves around grasping the subtle nuances that unexpectedly hold significance when circumstances shift. The night venom seeker possesses a unique characteristic, delivering venom through its grooved teeth, a trait that is exceptionally rare among mammals. Many individuals connect venom primarily with snakes and spiders, rather than with diminutive, shuffling mammals that seem to have emerged from a bygone era. The night venom seeker possesses the ability to inject toxic saliva through grooves in its teeth, a fascinating adaptation that aids in subduing its prey with each bite. It forages under the cover of darkness, sifting through the leaf litter and soil in search of insects and other small creatures, employing a long snout and a keen sense of smell. Its movement may appear clumsy, yet it endures through determination and cunning rather than swiftness. This species faces vulnerability as it resides on an island where habitat pressures and introduced predators, with which it did not evolve, pose significant threats. In the quest to find solenodons, biologists frequently depend on subtle signs, intricate burrows, and the diligence of night surveys, rather than the fleeting moments of quick sightings. Venom in mammals is uncommon, yet the greater marvel lies in the fact that such an ancient lineage persists, employing a strategy that is nearly unique among mammals. The ancient island relic stands as a remarkable relic, a living testament to an ancient lineage that existed long before the emergence of many contemporary mammals. Its relatives diverged so long ago that encountering it feels like coming face to face with a remnant from a long-lost branch of the mammal family tree. On Hispaniola, it leads a predominantly nocturnal existence, navigating through the understory and rocky terrain, depending more on its sense of smell and touch than on sight. With its flexible snouts and strong claws, It skillfully probes for prey, often moving in a low, searching posture that appears perfectly suited for a world hidden beneath the leaves. Due to its evolution, in the absence of many current predators, it faces significant challenges from dogs, cats, and habitat disruption. Conservation unfolds as a contest against swiftly emerging threats, contrasting with the gradual pace of the animal's life history. The compelling nature lies not in any one dramatic action. The concept of deep time becomes tangible. The ancient island relic embodies a rich tapestry of evolutionary history within its bones, and its loss would equate to ripping pages from the planet's most ancient narrative. The ear-sealing night forager possesses the remarkable ability to seal its ear openings, effectively preventing ants and soil from entering. As it delves into the ant nest, the surroundings erupt into a chaotic whirlwind of stinging insects and scattered fragments. An unguarded ear could lead to complications, prompting this creature to close off its openings while it engages in its tasks. It possesses robust eyelids and powerful facial muscles that serve to shield delicate regions as it forages through nests. Its claws are crafted for tearing into tough terrain, and its feeding technique is meticulous, featuring a tongue engineered for swift, repeated strikes. This level of specialization is remarkable, yet it carries a price. A specialist relies on robust insect populations and secure forest areas, facing challenges when landscapes become fragmented. Numerous individuals encounter overwhelming pressure from unlawful capture, rendering each survival strategy painfully unjust. The detail of the ear closing may seem minor, yet it uncovers the depth of the animal's adaptation to its environment. Evolution provided more than just armor. It provided practical shutters and seals for a challenging task. The armored forest ball curls into a tight ball, its scales serving as a protective armor. As danger draws near, it has the remarkable ability to fold its body in such a way that its vulnerable sections are concealed, resulting in a protective shell that is difficult to open. The tail wraps around like a locking strap, while powerful muscles maintain the posture, transforming the animal into a living vault. This defense proves effective against numerous natural threats, as teeth and claws struggle to gain a firm grip. It also transforms the manner in which the pangolin navigates its surroundings. It remains passive. It evades, conceals, and depends on subtlety, ultimately placing faith in its armor when all else fails. The poignant aspect lies in the fact that a strategy designed for wild predators fails to safeguard against those who can effortlessly take it away. Rehabilitation teams frequently recount the high levels of stress experienced by armored night wanderers, as these creatures are inherently solitary and particularly sensitive to disruptions in their environment. The curl stands as a testament to the art of survival, deserving a world where it continues to thrive. The high plateau soft whisperer thrives with a fine underfur, a species that once faced a crisis due to relentless hunting by humans. On the high plateau, winters are harsh, and the winds cut like blades. In its quest for survival, this antelope develops an exceptionally delicate undercoat that retains warmth near its skin. For humans, that softness transformed into an irresistible allure. The fibers were crafted into exquisite shawls, while damam instigated rampant poaching that propelled the species toward disaster. The strength of this narrative lies in the idea that protection becomes effective when it is actively upheld and maintained. With the implementation of anti-poaching patrols, the strengthening of legal measures, and the garnering of international attention, the relentless slaughter saw a decline, allowing certain populations to start their journey of recovery. The high plateau soft whisperer engages in extensive seasonal migrations, necessitating vast landscapes rather than just a solitary protected area. Barriers and progress can sever connections that have endured for ages. This creature embodies resilience in lofty heights, imparting a lesson on the swift transformation of beauty into peril, and how steadfast guardianship can restore a species' chance to thrive once more. The silent snow ghost is unable to roar, as its throat bones are structured in a unique way. Rather than a thunderous roar that reverberates through the atmosphere, This cat communicates in a softer dialect of chuffs, growls, and a yowl that resonates across the cliffs. The voice is shaped by anatomy. The mechanisms that enable lions to roar differ significantly in this context, allowing the silent snow ghost's strength to manifest in alternative ways. It possesses an elongated tail that aids in balance and provides warmth, along with broad, fur-covered paws that function similarly to snowshoes. It possesses the ability to soar over rugged chasms with an astonishing assurance, only to touch down with barely a whisper. Much of the hunting occurs in steep terrain, where a misstep can drain energy. And energy is vital for survival at high altitude. It is often referred to as a ghost, not due to its mythical nature, but because it can inhabit areas close to villages while remaining undetected for years. The stilt grass wanderer, distinct from true wolves, belongs to its own unique genus. It resembles a fox on stilts, possessing legs designed for towering grass and a body suited for a lifestyle far removed from that of pack hunting. It frequently journeys solo through the South American savannas and scrub, leaving behind a potent scent that unmistakably indicates its territory from a distance. The diet reveals unexpected elements. In addition to small animals, it consumes a unique fruit known as the labira, often referred to as the wolf apple, which positions it more as an omnivorous drifter rather than a traditional predator. Those long legs serve a purpose beyond mere speed. It observed the surroundings, scanning the vegetation and attuning itself to any sounds of movement before launching a precise and powerful strike to capture its prey. The distinctiveness of this animal can complicate its protection, as individuals often presume it aligns with the narrative of other wolves. It certainly forest whistle packs not. It stands as a unique narrative, shaped for an environment that celebrates autonomy and adaptability. The forest whistle pack, a social wild dog, communicates through a variety of distinct whistles. Within a dense forest, where visibility is limited, a voice serves as a guiding map. Dholes utilize sharp whistles and chirps to maintain cohesion within their pack as they navigate through dense underbrush, with their calls adapting based on urgency and context. A hunt unfolds as a synchronized endeavor, where participants intuitively gauge one another's pace and trajectory in the moment. In contrast to numerous canids, dholes possess a reduced number of teeth behind their canines. However, they make up for this with their remarkable teamwork and unwavering persistence. They reveal a more tender aspect. The pack shares food with the pups and nursing mothers, creating a dynamic that resembles a living safety net for the group. Their greatest obstacles do not stem from a lack of ability. Their focus is on space, as the fragmented habitat complicates the maintenance of pack territories, and the spread of disease from domestic dogs can occur rapidly. When one envisions wild dogs, an image of vast open plains often comes to mind. The dholes, masters of the forest, communicate through a series of whistles as they navigate their surroundings. The desert hoof traveler, once the ancestor of domestic donkeys, now finds itself in a precarious position, facing the threat of extinction. Long before donkeys carried water and grain for people, their wild ancestors navigated arid landscapes, where survival hinged on their caution and endurance. The desert hoof traveler continues to inhabit the unforgiving desert landscapes, equipped with resilient hooves and a remarkable capacity to journey long distances in search of sustenance. Its call is sharp and braying, capable of carrying across open ground, aiding scattered groups in maintaining contact. The link to domestic donkeys transcends mere curiosity. This serves as a poignant reminder that a well-known barnyard creature has a unique and fragile wild ancestry. Today, the wild populations encounter challenges, from competition with livestock, hunting, and the diminishing availability of safe watering sources. The blending with domestic donkeys can obscure the distinct genetic lineage that defines its uniqueness. Safeguarding it resembles preserving the fundamental essence of a species that humanity has relied upon for millennia, yet now scarcely acknowledges. The steppe reborn runner found its way back to the wild, after having lived solely in captivity. Once, the last truly wild horse existed behind fences, sustained by meticulous breeding and the aspiration that grasslands would one day embrace its return. The journey back was far from straightforward. Horses raised in managed settings must adapt to new dangers, seek out natural forage, and establish stable groups capable of enduring winter and drought. Conservationists selected release sites that offered a harmonious blend of space, water, and protection, subsequently observing the animals as they ventured out and established their territories. In the vast expanse of the open steppe, certain populations have found their way back to a life of freedom. Stallions stand guard over their groups, while mares impart wisdom to their foals, guiding them on where to graze and when to migrate. This species differs from a feral horse. It possesses unique characteristics, featuring a sturdier physique and an alternative genetic background. Its return is a remarkable narrative where the concept of extinction was not merely a topic of debate, but rather a reality that was actively transformed. A wild horse gradually returned to its untamed nature. One step at a time, the nose filter nomad possesses a notably large nose, which serves to filter dust and warm the air it breathes. Upon initial observation, it appears almost humorous, as though its features were crafted according to an entirely different set of guidelines. The large, flexible nose serves as an essential instrument for survival. During the summer months, it serves to filter the dust stirred up by the migrating herds traversing the arid steppe. During the winter season, it serves to warm the cold air before it enters the lungs. The saga unfolds across expansive terrains, where the weather can shift dramatically, and security frequently relies on collective strength and mobility rather than mere concealment. Their migrations, steeped in history, traverse vast distances as they seek out more favorable grazing lands. Their narrative unfolds with an unexpected intensity. The populations have experienced a swift decline due to poaching for horns and disease outbreaks that can unexpectedly ravage herds. As the saga numbers decline, the steppe takes on an emptiness that is difficult to articulate. The reduction in animals leads to a diminished chorus of hoofbeats that once molded the landscape. The nose stands out prominently, yet it signifies a more profound reality beneath the surface. This antelope is designed to thrive in the most challenging conditions. The forest river hyder resides in the forests, spending its daylight hours concealed within the water. In contrast to its larger relative found in open rivers, this hippo favors the tranquility of dense, shaded forests and the serenity of quiet streams. By day, it frequently finds solace in water or muddy wallows, where the coolness shields its skin and the concealment keeps it safe from danger. As darkness falls, it transforms into a meticulous seeker, navigating slender paths amidst the foliage, in search of leaves, fruits, and fallen plants. The behavior can seem quite elusive, which contributes to the fact that many individuals remain unaware of its existence. Life in the forest requires a unique level of awareness compared to that of the open floodplains. The sounds grew nearer, the visibility diminished, and peril could emerge at any moment. The forest river hyder faces a significant challenge, as forests can disappear in patches, leaving animals isolated in small fragments. Safeguarding it frequently involves preserving pathways alongside waterways, as these routes link feeding grounds and secure resting places. This hippo serves as a poignant reminder that even the mightiest of creatures can exist in the background, blending seamlessly into a world dense with trees. The popcorn forest climber emits a scent reminiscent of popcorn, attributed to a unique compound found in its scent glands. Many creatures emit a fragrance that declares ownership, signaling, "This belongs to me." The popcorn forest climber emits a fragrance that prompts individuals to pause and wonder why forest whistle packs the forest carry the aroma of warm popcorn. The aroma emanates from the chemicals in its scent marking, utilizing that smell to convey messages as it navigates along branches and trunks in the canopy. Often referred to as a bear cat, this creature is neither a bear nor a cat. It spends a significant portion of its life climbing, utilizing its strong limbs and a prehensile tail that functions like an additional hand. It consumes fruit, small animals, and anything else that suits its opportunistic diet, while also playing a significant, yet often unrecognized role as a seed disperser in tropical forests. The peril lies in the fact that it is occasionally captured for the pet trade, while simultaneously losing its habitat due to deforestation. The aroma of popcorn might seem like a mere detail, yet it serves as an entry point into an intricate network of communication among animals. The silent marsh hunter exhibits impressive swimming abilities, skillfully hunting in the marshes and mangroves. Most cats tend to steer clear of water. This narrative embraces it fully. With a stocky build and a focused stare, it navigates the shorelines where mud, reeds, and tidal roots form a labyrinth of concealment for fish and frogs. It can remain still at the water's edge, like a watchful heron, then swiftly strike with a paw that captures its prey from the depths. At times, it glides into the shallows, employing stealth over speed as its method of movement. The coat pattern allows it to blend seamlessly with the fractured textures of the wetlands, enabling one to be in close proximity without ever realizing its presence. The realm of the silent marsh hunter stands as one of the most endangered environments on the planet. Wetlands face drainage, pollution, and conversion, frequently overlooked in the process. As the waters recede, the cat forest whistlepacks not merely venture inland, for its method of hunting is intrinsically linked to the presence of water. To protect it is to recognize the worth of marshes and mangroves as vibrant ecosystems rather than mere voids awaiting development. The swamp-edge stalker, a specialist in hunting fish, possesses an unusually elongated skull. This wild cat, among the least known, appears almost as if it were crafted by engineers. The creature possesses a long, low head, with jaws uniquely designed for seizing slippery prey. The creature's teeth and bite mechanics enable it to grasp fish securely, while its eyes are positioned for observing the water's edge in low-light conditions. It resides in lowland forests and swampy regions where serene streams and pools provide sustenance, indicating its reliance on habitats that are frequently the first to be drained or developed by humans. Due to its elusive nature, researchers have had to assemble its existence from infrequent observations, images captured by camera traps, and sporadic clues found along waterways. The uncertainty imbues each confirmed record with a thrilling sense of discovery, akin to uncovering a clue in an ever-evolving mystery. The swamp-edge stalker serves as a poignant reminder that rarity transcends mere numerical scarcity. At times, it highlights the extent of our ignorance regarding an animal that has developed an intricate hunting strategy centered around water. The steppe fluff ghost boasts the fluffiest fur of all, perfectly suited for the cold steppes it traverses. In the vast, windy grasslands of Central Asia, winter stretches on, seemingly eternal, and the opportunities for refuge are few and far between. This cat meets the challenge with such thick insulation that it alters its entire shape, giving it a rounder and larger appearance than it truly possesses. The fur envelops its paws, providing warmth and enhancing traction on icy surfaces. Its visage is crafted for existence in the vast expanse of the wilderness. The creature's low-set ears diminish its silhouette as it crouches, while its flat, broad head enables it to blend seamlessly behind stones and scattered vegetation. Rather than pursuing long distances, it depends on patience and the element of surprise. A subtle shift, a swift dart, and a creature vanishes into the blanket of snow. It is seldom seen, as it freezes so thoroughly that even those hiking close by may overlook it. The steppe is home to numerous silent hunters. This stands as one of its most masterfully concealed forms. The canopy shadow acrobat possesses uniquely rotating ankles, enabling it to descend headfirst with remarkable agility. Most cats ascend with ease, yet they often pause when it comes time to descend. This little forest cat stands out due to its remarkably flexible ankles, which can rotate much farther than those of most of its relatives. That imparts a unique sense of assurance within the canopy. He descends the trunk head first, gripping the bark with controlled steps rather than awkwardly scrambling. In a rainforest, the significance of ability comes to the forefront. Food is not always found at ground level, and threats can emerge from both above and below. The canopy shadow acrobat stealthily pursues birds and small mammals, navigating the branches as if they were concealed pathways. The coat pattern resembles swirling clouds, aiding in its ability to blend seamlessly into dappled light and tangled vines. Due to its elusive nature, scientists frequently discover it via camera traps that capture fleeting glimpses of a striped visage and an elongated tail traversing the shadows. It serves as a reminder that within the forest, gravity is not the sole guiding force. Skill exists. The clouded canopy phantom possesses exceptionally long canine teeth relative to its body size. Within the lush forests of Borneo and Sumatra, there exists a feline, crafted for climbing, equipped with an impressive array of hunting tools, magnified in an unexpected manner. The canine teeth are remarkably elongated in relation to the body, suggesting a method of hunting that emphasizes a strong grip on its prey. This leopard is also formed by the trees. The creature possesses a lengthy tail that aids in maintaining balance, along with robust limbs capable of grasping branches as it navigates through the canopy. The coat features large cloud-shaped markings that disrupt its outline in the ever-changing light of the forest. It can find solace high above the ground, a place where fewer threats can intrude, allowing it to observe in silence. The challenge lies in the fact that the loss of forests eliminates not just the shelter, but also the elevated pathways that are essential for its survival. When trees are cut, this cat forest whistle packs not merely lose space, the three-dimensional world that supports its lifestyle fades away, making hunting increasingly difficult to maintain. The Ethiopian highland grass singer, a grass-eating primate, possesses a complex social system that unfolds in intriguing ways. Many primates that come to mind are those that search for fruit among the branches of trees. Highland grass singers are different. They live on high Ethiopian plateaus and spend much of their day sitting like careful grazers, plucking blades of grass with nimble fingers. Their world is also intensely social. Small family units stay within much larger bands that can gather in spectacular numbers, then break apart and regroup as the day changes. Males may lead units, and relationships can shift through alliances and challenges that play out with stares, postures, and local exchanges. Their calls include a rich range of sounds that help hold the group together across open ground. Sleeping often happens on cliff faces, where steep rock offers safety from many predators. Life up high is harsh, yet highland grass singers have turned it into a community with rules and bonds that can feel almost human in their complexity. They show that intelligence is not only for hunting, it can also be for living together. The snow mountain wanderer thrives in snow, unusual for a leaf-eating monkey. In the mountains of central China, winters can bring deep snow and bitter cold. These monkeys meet that challenge with thick fur and an ability to find food when the forest seems asleep. They eat leaves, buds, bark, and lichens, and their digestive system is adapted to handle a diet that would not support many other primates through winter. Social life helps too. Groups huddle for warmth and coordinate movement through the trees, using calls to keep contact when visibility drops. Their striking colors stand out in photographs, yet they can still be hard to spot in a vast mountain forest. The most pressing threats come from habitat fragmentation and disturbance, because a cold-adapted specialist cannot easily shift to a different kind of environment. When you picture a monkey, you might picture tropical heat. These monkeys make snow their home, which widens your sense of where primate life can flourish. The river nose singer has a huge nose that helps project calls across rivers. Along the rivers and mangroves of Borneo, These monkeys often travel in groups that need to stay connected across water, trees, and thick vegetation. Adult males grow an oversized nose that acts like a resonator, shaping loud calls that can travel far through humid air. The nose is also a social signal, and it is hard to miss when a male sits upright watching other groups from a riverside tree. Their lifestyle is tied to water. They are strong swimmers, and they can leap from branches into rivers when escape demands it. Their diet relies heavily on leaves and unripe fruits, which means their stomach is adapted for fermentation, and sudden changes in food can cause trouble. River edges are also where humans build, log, and convert land, so the habitats that suit them are often the first to be altered. The nose gets attention, but the deeper story is how a primate became a river specialist, shaped by sound, swimming, and shoreline forests. The night whisper guardian has a venomous bite, mixing toxins from glands and saliva. It moves with deliberate care through branches at night, using a strong grip that lets it hold on for long periods without rushing. Hidden under that calm style is a defense that surprises people. It can lick secretions from glands near its elbows, then mix them with saliva. When it bites, the combination can deliver venom, which can cause intense reactions in attackers. This is rare among mammals, and it changes how the animal handles danger. Its forest whistle packs not need to sprint away. It can stay still, then defend itself if grabbed. Sadly, its unusual traits have not protected it from the pet trade. Some captured lorises have teeth removed to prevent biting, which can leave them unable to feed properly and unable to survive if released. In the wild, they eat insects, tree gum, and small prey, and their slow movement helps them avoid detection. The night whisper guardian is a reminder that nature hides powerful chemistry inside the most unhurried bodies. The crested forest dancer's wild population is threatened by habitat loss and capture. This tiny primate has a bright crest of hair that looks like a white flame above its head, and it lives in the forests of northern Colombia. Its world depends on connected canopy, because small bodies are vulnerable on the ground where dogs and people move easily. Family life is intense and cooperative. Adults share the work of carrying and feeding young, which makes the group feel like a coordinated team rather than a loose gathering. The threat comes from two directions. Forest clearing reduces safe routes, and food and capture for the pet trade removes individuals from groups that rely on stable membership. When a breeding adult is taken, the loss is not just one animal. It is a missing role in a social system. Conservation includes habitat protection and community education, and it also includes responsible support for local livelihoods, so forests remain valuable while standing. The crested forest dancer shows how quickly a charming animal can become endangered when beauty becomes demand. The tiny sap farmer is among the smallest monkeys, and it feeds on tree sap. It is so small that it can cling to a trunk like a living leaf, and yet it holds its own niche with fierce determination. Instead of relying mostly on fruit, it specializes in tree sap and gum. It uses sharp lower teeth to gouge tiny holes in bark, then returns later to lick the oozing reward. That means it manages a kind of personal pantry spread across a territory of favored trees. Its hands and claws are adapted for clinging vertically, and its movements are quick and precise, like a little acrobat on rough bark. Social groups communicate with high-pitched calls that can thread through dense vegetation, keeping members together while they forage. Because it is so small, it is sensitive to habitat change and to capture, and it can suffer if removed from the specific trees it depends on. The tiny sap farmer expands your idea of what a monkey can be. Not a fruit thief, but a sap farmer. The gentle forest kin uses empathy and social bonding to reduce conflict in its groups. In the forests south of the Congo River gentle forest, kin communities show a social style that often surprises people who expect constant dominance battles. Tension still happens, but many disputes are softened through affiliative behavior, shared grooming, and strong bonds that can spread calm through a group. Female alliances can be especially influential, shaping group decisions about feeding and movement. Gentle forest kins also share food in ways that can reduce competition, and they frequently use signals that communicate reassurance rather than threat. Their intelligence shows up in problem solving, but also in how they read emotions and respond to distress. It is a different pathway to survival, where cooperation can be as valuable as strength. The danger is that this species lives in a limited range, and it faces hunting and habitat pressure. When a social animal loses members, it loses relationships, learned traditions, and stability. Gentle forest kins remind us that evolution can favor kindness, because kindness can keep a community working. The nighttime forest whisperer's mating system is lek-based, with males calling for weeks. Instead of pairing off and building a nest together, males gather at chosen display sites and compete with sound. Each bird clears a shallow bowl in the ground, then begins a routine of booming calls that can travel across the night. The effort is exhausting. A male may call for hours night after night using the same spot like a stage. Females move through the landscape listening, judging distance, strength, and stamina before choosing where to visit. This strategy can work when birds are common and the forest is continuous. When a species is rare, it becomes a problem of logistics as much as romance. If males are too far apart, or if females cannot reach them safely, the season can pass with no breeding at all. Conservation teams track callers, manage access, and sometimes guide birds into better spacing so the chorus can actually be heard. The mud sifter wanderer has a strange beak tip that helps it sift mud. At the end of its bill, the tip flares into a small spoon shape, and that design changes how it feeds. On tidal flats, it sweeps side to side through shallow water and soft mud, feeling for tiny prey that most birds would miss. It is a method that looks almost like mowing a lawn, steady and precise, with each sweep sampling a new strip of sediment. The bird's life is shaped by distance too. It depends on coastal stopovers, where it can refuel during long migrations, and those stopovers must be productive, safe, and timed to the seasons. When key mudflats are developed or disturbed, the problem is not only less food, it is fewer reliable stepping stones along an entire route. Conservationists work across multiple countries, because a bird that crosses oceans cannot be saved in only one place. This sandpiper is small, but its journey is vast, and its spoon tip is a signature of that specialized life. The Sky Reborn giant came back from the brink after captive breeding saved it. At its lowest point, the species depended on a bold decision: bring every remaining individual into human care, then rebuild from there. That meant learning how to breed a bird that matures slowly, bonds strongly, and needs space. Keepers used careful pairing, monitored nests, and sometimes used puppet feeding so young birds would not imprint on people. Over time, chicks became juveniles, then adults, and the next step began returning them to open landscapes where they could soar again. Release is not the finish line. Condors face hazards like lead fragments in carrion collisions and exposure to toxins. Many birds carry transmitters, so teams can respond quickly if one stops moving or begins to range into risky areas. The result is one of conservation's most dramatic reversals. Not because it is simple, but because it demanded decades of persistence. A giant scavenger nearly vanished, then reclaimed the sky through sustained human commitment. The nighttime forest whisperer's eggs are vulnerable to cold snaps, so nests get careful monitoring. A nest on the forest floor may sound safe, but temperature can turn it into a fragile gamble. If conditions suddenly cool, eggs can lose heat faster than a parent can replace it, especially during brief absences to feed. Conservation teams watch nests closely, using sensors and cameras to learn what is happening without constant disturbance. When weather shifts, they may respond with targeted support that keeps the clutch within a safer temperature range. Sometimes the best intervention is subtle, reducing stress and letting the parent continue naturally. Sometimes it is more hands-on, timed with extreme conditions. This work is intense because every egg carries upsized importance, and failure can ripple through an entire season. it also reveals how narrow the margin can be for a species that evolved under very different pressures. A single cold spell can matter, and the difference between loss and success can be measured in hours. Monitoring turns uncertainty into information, and information into survival. The woodland shadow returner was rediscovered in India after being feared extinct for decades. For years, it lingered in the category that haunts conservation, not confirmed alive, not officially gone either. Then reports began to sharpen, and the bird was found again in central India, proof that small populations can persist in quiet corners. Rediscovery is thrilling, yet it arrives with a hard truth. If a species can disappear from view for decades, it can also disappear for good without anyone noticing in time. The woodland shadow returner depends on specific woodland structure, with old trees for nesting and open patches for hunting. When those conditions are replaced by uniform plantations or heavy disturbance, the habitat can look green but function poorly. Protecting the bird means protecting a particular kind of forest, not just any tree cover. It also means patient surveying, because rarity makes detection difficult. The owlets return to the record as a second chance, and second chances are always urgent. The desert night mystery of Australia is so elusive that confirmed sightings are extremely rare. This bird became a kind of national mystery, a parrot that seemed to exist more in rumor than in daylight. It lives in remote, arid habitats, and it is active at times when people are least likely to see it. When evidence appears, it is often indirect. A call heard at night, a feather found a brief camera trap image, or a sudden flush from spinifex. Each clue is treated carefully, because mistakes can mislead effort and invite unwanted attention. The greatest danger is that publicity can bring disturbance, and disturbance can be fatal for a bird that depends on secrecy. Researchers keep locations closely guarded and rely on sound recorders, discreet fieldwork, and slow accumulation of proof. Its story is captivating because it reminds us that modern landscapes can still hold hidden lives. Even with satellites and drones, some animals remain masters of not being found. The desert night mystery is not just rare, it is an expert in absence, and that makes every confirmation feel like a small miracle. The lake's last whisperer is one of the rarest ducks surviving on a few lakes. For a long time, it was thought lost. Then a small surviving group was found in a remote wetland, clinging to a place that still met its needs. A duck's world is not only water, it is also the plants and insects that water supports, the nesting cover along the shore, and the seasonal stability that lets birds raise young. When wetlands are drained, overfished, polluted, or choked by invasive vegetation, a lake can remain on the map while becoming useless as habitat. Conservation here has involved protecting remaining sites and establishing safer populations through managed breeding and carefully planned releases. The challenge is that each lake is its own system, with its own threats, so solutions cannot be copied and pasted. Every breeding season becomes a test of whether the habitat is truly recovering. The Madagascar potted shows how a species can be reduced to a handful of places, and how those places must be defended like treasures. The snowy island jewel is brilliant white, and it has been targeted by illegal trade. Its snowy plumage and blue skin around the eyes make it unforgettable, which is exactly why it has been taken from the wild. The demand for cage birds can be merciless, as it depletes individuals more swiftly than a small population can replenish them. In Bali, safeguarding this meena has involved more than merely erecting signs. It has necessitated breeding programs, protected release sites, and local collaborations that enhance the worth of living birds in their natural habitats compared to captivity. The process of reintroduction is intricate. Birds must acquire knowledge about where to find food, where to settle for the night, and how to steer clear of threats, as these abilities do not come instinctively to those nurtured under human supervision. Additionally, there exists the human aspect of enforcing measures against poaching and the extensive effort required to change social norms. The meena's whiteness transcends mere beauty. It serves as a beacon, illuminating both allure and peril in a realm where scarcity holds immense value. The journey of recovery relies on the steadfastness of patience, the watchfulness of vigilance, and the strength of community pride. The ivory crown guardian faces the threat of being hunted for its dense casque, which is intricately carved, resembling ivory. Perched upon its bill is a robust structure known as a casque, which in this particular species is notably sturdy. The density of the material rendered it a target, as it could be carved and polished, leading to trade practices that echoed those of the ivory market. The unfortunate reality is that hornbills do not reproduce rapidly. The bond between pairs and the nesting process unfolds in an extraordinary manner. The female encloses herself within a tree cavity, constructing a barrier of mud and fruit pulp that permits only a slender opening. The male diligently brings food through that opening for weeks, unwavering in his support of his mate and the developing chick. When adults are killed, a nesting attempt may falter, and the repercussions extend into the future. Hornbills hold a significant ecological role, acting as seed dispersers that transport fruit across vast stretches of forests. As they vanish, the forest transforms from within, revealing its hidden depths. Safeguarding the ivory crown guardian involves alleviating hunting pressures and preserving expansive forest areas, ensuring that these dedicated breeders can thrive. The gentle egg bearer produces an egg that is remarkably large in relation to its own size. A gentle egg bearer, seemingly round and unassuming, brings forth an egg that appears almost too large for it to bear. The investment is profound. Constructing that egg demands both time and energy, influencing the bird's movements and appetite as it approaches the moment of laying. With the laying of the egg, a new chapter unfolds. Depending on the species, the male frequently assumes a significant role in incubation, remaining near the nest and diligently keeping the egg warm through extended, patient shifts. The chick that hatches is remarkably well developed, a trait that proves advantageous in a world where early independence is crucial. Gentle egg bearer navigate their world primarily through scent and touch, using their bill, which features nostrils positioned near the tip, to probe the soil. Predators introduced by humans pose a significant threat, rendering nests and chicks especially susceptible to danger. The giant egg holds significance beyond mere novelty. It represents a calculated approach, a risk that yields rewards only if the sanctuary remains secure for a sufficient duration. The marsh stillness hunter remains perfectly still for extended durations, only to unleash its swift strike in an instant. In the murky wetlands, the virtue of patience often proves to be more formidable than the act of pursuit. The bird maintained a statue-like stillness among the papyrus, its gaze fixed as it watched for ripples that might reveal the presence of a lungfish or a frog. The stillness forest whistle packs not equate to laziness. This tactic in hunting conserves energy while ensuring that prey remain unaware. As the moment unfolds, the head lunges forward and the massive bill closes with a forceful, deliberate action. The bill, designed with a unique form, resembling both a scoop and a clamp, is expertly crafted to seize slippery creatures and secure them with a firm grip. Following the strike, it might tremble its prey into submission before consuming it with a leisurely assurance. Marsh stillness hunters nest in remote marshes where access is challenging, which contributes to their mythical aura for many people. Observing a hunt unfolds like a transformation, shifting from stillness to a burst of energy. The Kirtland's warbler relies on the young jack pine stands that are formed through fire and careful management. The life of this sunbird is intricately connected to a particular phase of a forest, one that is neither too young nor too exposed. It finds its home on the ground beneath young jack pines, where the branches provide shelter from above and the shade maintains a stable microclimate. Historically, wildfires shaped these patches within a dynamic mosaic. With the suppression of fires, the habitat diminished, leading to a decline in the bird's population. An unexpected solution emerged from the conservationists' response. The forest began to flourish once more, reminiscent of its former glory. Thanks to their efforts, land managers strategically plant jack pines in patterns that reflect the essence of natural regrowth, employing controlled burns when suitable to rejuvenate the cycle. The outcome serves as a poignant reminder that safeguarding a species often entails preserving a process rather than a specific location. As the pines age beyond their prime, the bird is compelled to depart, for the ideal dwelling is inherently fleeting. The mountain flightless jewel, a sizable flightless rail, was once believed to be extinct in New Zealand. For decades, it lingered like a spectre in museum drawers and faded tales. It was subsequently discovered once more, thriving in the wild among the secluded peaks of the mountains. The rediscovery seemed as if the very land had been guarding a secret all along. The mountain flightless jewel stands out with its vibrant colors and robust physique, designed for traversing rugged alpine flora instead of soaring through the skies. It sustains itself by grazing on grasses and tussocks, employing powerful legs to traverse landscapes that would tire numerous birds. Due to its inability to fly, it faces heightened vulnerability to introduced predators. Consequently, recovery efforts have necessitated intensive protection, predator control, and the careful management of populations on safer islands. Each breeding pair takes on significance, and every chick is monitored as a minor triumph. The tale of the mountain flightless jewel encompasses more than mere survival. It illustrates the swift disappearance of a species from sight and the unexpected wonder of its resurgence. The recovery of the sky migration teacher hinges on meticulous migration training and the safeguarding of wetlands. The life of a crane unfolds like a carefully drawn map, guided by instinct, where the journey relies on finding safe havens to rest and nourish itself along the path. As the numbers dwindled to alarming levels, conservationists faced the dual challenge of not only restoring a population, but also reconstructing a vital route. A group of young cranes embarked on their inaugural migrations, aided by aircraft that directed their path, ensuring they learned the route without imitating humans as parental figures. A wild bird, navigating a path through the sky with the aid of a human-made tool, presents a curious sight, embodying the intricate nature of recovery. In addition to that training, it is essential to protect and restore wetlands. For a migration corridor, lacking reliable water is akin to a highway devoid of fuel. The cranes require shallow marshes for roosting and open spaces for foraging, relying on these locations consistently from year to year. Their return illustrates how conservation frequently transforms into a dance, harmonizing behavior, habitat, and safety over vast distances. The freshwater silent guardian, a species on the brink of extinction, inhabits freshwater environments. This species, in contrast to the large crocodiles found along salty coasts, inhabits rivers, lakes, and marshy waterways. As a dominant force in its freshwater habitat, it plays a crucial role in regulating fish populations and other prey, ensuring that ecosystems remain in harmony. However, it confronts a significant challenge, as it relies on the same waters that people depend on for agriculture, fishing, and their everyday existence. As wetlands are drained or polluted, the crocodile finds itself deprived of nesting sites and safe refuges, leading to a rise in conflict as fear supplants familiarity. Conservation programs frequently emphasize community-based protection, where local individuals assist in safeguarding nests and reporting sightings, transforming a once feared animal into a collective responsibility. Captive breeding and release can aid in recovery, provided that the habitat remains sufficiently healthy to accommodate it. The freshwater silent guardian's scarcity is not a reflection of its fragility. Rather, it stems from the fact that its habitat has transformed into one of the most bustling areas on the island. The river fishcatcher possesses an elongated, slender snout, perfectly designed for the efficient capture of fish. In expansive rivers, it is the blend of speed and precision that holds greater significance than sheer strength. The river fishcatcher possesses a slender snout adorned with sharp teeth that interlock, forming a cage perfectly suited for grasping fish as they twist and flash in the water. The creature's form is expertly designed for aquatic life, featuring a robust tail that propels it swiftly through the water in rapid surges. On land, it appears clumsy and exposed, which is why it prefers to remain in the river, only basking on sandbanks when it senses a sense of security. The most significant dangers arise from alterations to rivers, such as the construction of dams, sand mining, and fishing methods that may entrap or deprive aquatic predators of sustenance. When the flow of the river is changed, nesting beaches may face erosion or flooding, leading to the loss of eggs that require warmth to survive. Safeguarding river fish catchers frequently involves preserving the natural rhythms of a river, as this creature is not just residing by the water, it is intrinsically connected to the river itself. The ancient island relic, distinct from lizards, embodies a lineage of reptiles that harks back to ancient times. At first glance, it may deceive you into believing it is merely another reptile basking in the sun. Yet its lineage is significantly older and remarkably unique. The ancient island relic is part of a lineage that diverged from other reptiles ages ago, preserving characteristics that evoke the essence of a bygone era. It develops gradually, endures for many years, and frequently thrives more effectively in temperate coastal environments than in warm tropical conditions. It remains active at temperatures that would hinder many lizards, utilizing burrows for both shelter and stability. On certain islands, it has cohabited with seabirds in shared burrows, resulting in a remarkably interconnected community beneath the surface. Due to its susceptibility to introduced predators, numerous populations endure in safeguarded regions, frequently on islands where biosecurity measures are stringent. The ancient island relic's worth extends beyond its rarity. It lies in the perspective it offers. It reveals that the contemporary world still holds vibrant connections to a profound evolutionary past. The radiant shellkeeper stands out as one of the most trafficked reptiles, even in the face of stringent protective measures. The shell possesses a unique form, and that allure has rendered it perilously sought after. Illegal collectors seek it out for their private collections, and even a handful of removals can have a catastrophic impact on a population that is already restricted in its range. The radiant shellkeeper inhabits the dry forests and scrub of Madagascar, relying on undisturbed environments and a deliberate, unhurried pace of life. Similar to numerous tortoises, it develops at a gradual pace, resulting in an inability to swiftly replenish the adult population that is lost. Conservation efforts encompass patrols, secure breeding programs, and stringent security measures that evoke a sense of safeguarding treasures rather than merely preserving wildlife. However, the true aim is not to confine animals within enclosures. Rather, it is to allow them to roam freely in the wild, where they can quietly graze and influence the landscape over the years. This tortoise reveals a poignant reality. The very rarity that makes it special can also pose a significant danger. As scarcity arises, the desire for certain things intensifies, necessitating a more astute approach to protection than mere demand. The sunray shell wanderer, with its striking shell pattern, faces the looming threat of harvesting. The shell features vibrant lines, radiating outward like rays of the sun, creating a pattern that makes it easily identifiable, even to those with limited knowledge of reptiles. In the arid terrains of southern Madagascar, it meanders gently through tawny foliage, foraging on grasses, leaves, and fallen fruits. Their approach is integral to their strategy, effectively conserving water and energy in a challenging environment. The peril arises when individuals harvest it for meat or engage in illicit trade, as the slow breeding results in losses, accumulating more swiftly than recovery can manage. It also encounters alterations in its habitat, as fires and land conversion have the potential to obliterate the plant communities upon which it depends. Conservation groups collaborate with local communities, recognizing that enduring protection relies on viable alternatives and collective responsibility. The sunray shell wanderer embodies more than just a stunning exterior. It is a resilient gardener of arid ecosystems, and its loss would subtly transform the landscape in enduring ways. The breathing river dreamer breathes through its cloacal bursae, allowing it to remain submerged for extended periods. In Australia's freshwater rivers, this turtle possesses a remarkable ability that seems almost too incredible to be true. Oxygen can be absorbed through specialized structures located within its cloaca. While its forest whistlepacks not serve as a substitute for lungs, it can prolong the time spent underwater, allowing the turtle to rest, conceal itself, and conserve energy in moving water. It is also recognized for its peculiar appearance in certain juveniles, featuring algae that grow on the head, resembling green hair when conditions permit. The species relies on pristine, well-oxygenated rivers with stable nesting banks, and this reliance introduces a certain fragility. Dams have the ability to modify water flow and temperature, and these changes in flow can influence the success of nesting and the survival of hatchlings. Where foxes and other introduced animals are present, the predation on eggs can be particularly intense. Conservation encompasses the safeguarding of nesting sites, the management of river health, and at times, the relocation of eggs to ensure safer incubation. This turtle serves as a poignant reminder of the remarkable creativity of evolution, discovering innovative methods to thrive in an environment where the act of breathing ought to be effortless. The river valley giant stands as one of the largest amphibians, facing the dire threat of critical endangerment. In the brisk, swift currents, this creature exists as a mere whisper beneath the rocks. It has the potential to reach an astonishing size, an almost surreal feat for an amphibian, characterized by its broad head, loose wrinkled skin, and a wide mouth designed for swift suction strikes. Rather than pursuing, it remains hidden in the crevices, where the currents bring forth scents and vibrations that offer hints. As night falls, it becomes increasingly active, gliding along the riverbed to stealthily ambush fish, crustaceans, and anything else it can ensnare. It breathes partly through its skin, indicating that clean, oxygen-rich water is not a necessity. It is essential. The decline has been propelled by alterations in habitat and extensive harvesting practices. Many of the wild populations that remain are fragmented. Conservation now encompasses protected river reaches and meticulously managed breeding. However, the release of animals is complicated by the risks of disease and genetic mixing. This salamander serves as a poignant reminder that within the depths of a river, giants may dwell, yet even they can vanish without a sound. The eternal cave sleeper resides in caves, capable of enduring for years with minimal sustenance. Deep underground, where some might never reach, the eternal cave sleeper spends its life in a slow, steady mode that feels almost dreamlike. The creature possesses pale skin, its eyes diminished, while its senses adapt to focus on touch, smell, and the delicate movements of water. The food in caves comes sporadically, often brought in by floods. Thus, the eternal cave sleeper is crafted for endurance. The metabolism can drop to such a low level that extended periods of fasting can occur without causing any distress. Within that shadowy realm, even the smallest decisions hold significant weight. A hidden nook may offer protection from the rushing waters, while even a minor shift in the chemical balance of the water can herald impending peril. The eternal cave sleeper endures through the years, its growth gradual, reflecting a realm where change unfolds at a leisurely pace. Human threats emerge from the surface, infiltrating through groundwater contamination and modified water flow, capable of transforming entire cave systems. When one envisions rare animals, distant jungles often come to mind. This creature resides quietly beneath your feet in still waters, thriving on nearly nothing. The monsoon earth secret makes a fleeting appearance to breed, having spent the majority of the year hidden beneath the earth's surface. Much of its existence unfolds beneath the forest floor in India's Western Ghats, where it navigates through the moist and cool soil. The creature's body is designed for its secretive tasks, featuring a rounded form short limbs, and a pointed snout that functions like a shovel. With the arrival of the monsoon, the rhythm transforms. During a brief period, adults emerge to reproduce frequently in and around the temporary water channels that form with heavy rainfall. From hidden places, males call out, their voices resonating in a way that seems to echo back from the very earth itself. Following their mating, the frogs withdraw once more into the depths of the earth, entrusting their eggs and tadpoles to the nurturing embrace of flowing water for development. The condensed breeding season renders the species susceptible to habitat disruption, as there is insufficient time to recuperate from disturbances. The monsoon earth secret exemplifies how an animal can exist in reality yet remain nearly invisible, embodying a secret that emerges only when the rain unveils the terrain. The rainforest jewel frog, a small yet poisonous creature, hails from the enchanting land of Madagascar. It is diminutive enough to rest upon a coin, yet its vibrant yellows and oranges shine brightly, instantly drawing attention and signaling danger. The toxins it carries serve to deter predators, and these toxins are connected to its diet in the wild, which frequently consists of specific small insects. Captivity, therefore, is not merely a reflection of nature, as the chemical narrative is influenced by the frog's diet and habitat. In the forests of Madagascar, it finds refuge in the leaf litter and near shallow pools, where breeding occurs when the conditions align perfectly. Their survival hinges on the presence of microhabitats, where damp ground, an intact canopy, and clean water remain abundant and do not evaporate too swiftly. As forests are cleared or degraded, the intricate conditions that once thrived begin to unravel. The tragedy lies in the fact that such a striking frog can be collected for trade, further intensifying the pressures on populations that are already strained by habitat loss. The rainforest jewel serves as a reminder that true rarity often lies in the subtle and understated. At times, it appears as small as a jewel, delicate and easily broken. The high lake breathholder possesses loose skin folds that facilitate its absorption of oxygen. High in the Andes, Lake Titicaca cradles cold waters, where oxygen is scarce compared to the lowland lakes. This frog confronts the challenge with a physique that appears nearly too large for its frame. With loose folds of skin enhancing surface area, gas exchange through the skin is facilitated, allowing it to remain submerged. It often finds itself lingering on the lake bottom, gliding gently among the aquatic plants and rocks. In a frigid setting, where energy holds immense value, adopting a sit-and-wait approach becomes a logical choice. The challenges it encounters are strikingly contemporary. Pollution, the introduction of non-native fish species, and harvesting practices have all exerted pressure on populations, while disease introduces an additional layer of risk. Conservation encompasses efforts to clean habitats and safeguard breeding grounds. However, the path to recovery hinges on the overall health of the entire lake system. This frog stands as a remarkable anomaly of anatomy, a living testament to the influence of thin air and cold water, molded by its elevation, in a manner that evokes an otherworldly essence. The ancient river traveler, once a majestic traveler of rivers, now finds its ancient path obstructed by the barriers of modern dams. Some fish originate in the sea and make their way back to rivers. Some take a different approach. This sturgeon is part of an ancient lineage, having depended on extensive river travels to access its spawning grounds, with its timing finely attuned to the rhythms of seasonal flow and temperature. For a large fish, a river transcends mere water. It becomes a pathway filled with signals, current speed, sediment, and chemistry that directs its journey. As dams ascend along that corridor, the river's map may shatter. Migration might be completely obstructed, or the cues that initiate spawning could shift, resulting in adults prepared to breed in unsuitable locations at inopportune moments. The species has encountered challenges due to overfishing and habitat degradation, which intensify the issue. Conservation responses encompass fishing limits, hatchery support, and initiatives aimed at comprehending how flow management could aid in restoring the necessary conditions for spawning. The ancient river traveler embodies ancient history within its protective form, illustrating how a solitary obstacle can disrupt a narrative woven through countless epochs. The living fossil whisperer, once believed to be extinct, was astonishingly discovered alive in the 20th century. For decades, it was classified among the lost worlds, known only through fossils and presumed to be forever vanished. Then, living individuals were uncovered, prompting biology to once again accommodate an animal that appeared to have emerged from the depths of history. Living fossil whisperers inhabit the ocean's shadowy depths, frequently found near steep underwater landscapes where caves and ledges offer refuge. Their lobed fins glide through the water with a slow, deliberate rhythm, resembling a graceful walk beneath the surface. This motion evokes a sense of ancient evolutionary trials, showcasing the various ways vertebrates have adapted to navigate their aquatic world. These creatures are rare and challenging to study, as their environment is difficult to access and their existence plays out silently in the shadows. Their existence hangs in the balance, jeopardized by unintentional capture and a sluggish reproductive rate that complicates the recovery of lost numbers. The marvel of the living fossil whisperer lies not just in its existence. The modern ocean continues to conceal something that was once thought to be lost to time. The seabed walking wonder traverses the ocean floor using its fins, residing in a restricted range of coastal waters. This fish forest whistlepacks not swim through the vast expanse of water as one might typically envision. It employs its pectoral fins as if they were small limbs, navigating the seafloor with a careful, almost clumsy stride. That manner of walking aligns perfectly with a life spent near the bottom, where the aim is not to rush, but to navigate with care, remaining near cover while foraging for tiny morsels hidden among stones and seaweed. The realm it inhabits is indeed limited. It resides in particular coastal environments, where the quality of the water, the structure of the seabed, and the presence of appropriate spawning surfaces are all significant. When pollution, sediment, invasive species, or coastal development disrupt those conditions, the fish cannot merely move to a nearby bay. The act of reproduction introduces an additional limitation, as eggs must be deposited on specific substrates and require stable conditions for their survival. Conservation frequently emphasizes the intense protection of small areas, as species can be confined to unexpectedly limited patches of sea. The seabed walking wonder serves as a poignant reminder that the depths of the ocean can harbor rare wonders, often unnoticed, and that even a fish can leave its mark in ways beyond the expected fin stroke. The electric river scout employs its serrated rostrum to detect prey through the use of electrical signals. The elongated, saw-like snout serves not merely as a weapon, it functions as a sophisticated sensory device. Embedded along it are receptors capable of detecting the faint electrical signals produced by living animals, allowing electric river scout to locate prey even in murky waters where visibility is compromised. Upon locating a target, the rostrum swings in a swift arc, stunning the fish and immobilizing it just long enough for a successful capture. This tool is accompanied by a significant vulnerability. The very form that aids in its pursuit also renders it vulnerable, ensnared in nets and lines, making escape a challenging endeavor. Numerous electric river scout populations have experienced a significant decline due to fishing pressure and habitat loss, particularly in shallow coastal and estuarine nursery areas where juvenile fish develop. Ensuring their protection calls for improved fishing methods, robust legal measures, and the conservation of warm, productive, shallow waters. The electric river scout serves as a remarkable illustration of evolution, crafting a versatile tool, combining elements of both antenna and blade, only to witness humans transform that tool into a burden. The Devil's Hole pubfish endures in a solitary desert cavern pool. In the Mojave Desert, a limestone cavern houses a solitary open pool, seemingly too diminutive to sustain an entire species. Yet it remarkably, forest whistle packs. The pubfish, residing in that environment, has evolved to thrive in extreme conditions, enduring warm waters, scarce food resources, and a habitat that can change with even the slightest fluctuations in water level. The entire population is small enough to be counted, lending a sense of intimacy and immediacy to every change that occurs. As the water recedes, the shallow shelf that nurtures the algae diminishes, and this shelf plays a vital role in providing sustenance and breeding grounds. The site's specialization leads to a highly hands-on approach to conservation, characterized by meticulous habitat monitoring, protection efforts, and the maintenance of backup populations in controlled environments to safeguard against potential disasters. The species possesses a peculiar notoriety, having found itself embroiled in legal disputes concerning water rights and the utilization of desert groundwater. The tale of the Devil's Hole pubfish serves as a profound lesson in scale. An entire evolutionary lineage can rest upon a pool smaller than many living rooms, a fact that is both remarkable and disconcerting. The ancient canyon keeper stands as a living tree fossil, discovered within an Australian canyon. In the late 20th century, hikers in a remote sandstone gorge discovered a grove of trees that appeared to belong to another age. It was later discovered by botanists that they were observing ancient canyon keepers, a lineage recognized from fossils, yet thought to be extinct in the present day. The trees possessed dark, knobbly bark, reminiscent of bubbling chocolate, while their leaves arranged themselves in tidy ranks, bestowing the branches with a gentle, fern-like texture. The drama of the discovery lies in the fact that the wild population is both small and sheltered. A solitary canyon, concealed by towering cliffs and the vastness of distance, served as a natural sanctuary for survival. The same secrecy has now become an integral aspect of the protection plan, as excessive attention could lead to the threat of disease or the risk of fire. The ancient canyon keeper serves as a poignant reminder that extinction often unfolds in complex and unresolved ways. At times, existence remains still in a realm seldom visited by others. In rare instances, the island ancient guardian has the ability to reproduce without the need for mating, utilizing a process known as parthenogenesis. On islands where finding a partner is uncertain, nature occasionally leaves an emergency door ajar. In rare circumstances, female island ancient guardians have been known to produce offspring without the need for mating, utilizing a process known as parthenogenesis. This is an unconventional route, not intended to substitute for robust breeding populations, yet it serves as a striking illustration of biological adaptability. This ability may enable a solitary female to establish a new population upon reaching a new highland, although the genetic implications are intricate and could restrict long-term resilience. The dragon, in its essence, is truly remarkable. A formidable predator roams the arid savanna and the fringes of forests, relying on keen senses and unwavering patience to seek out its next meal. Parthenogenesis enriches the narrative by illustrating that survival extends beyond mere strength and teeth. At times, the essence of survival intertwines with the instinct to reproduce, discovering pathways even in the absence of conventional guidelines. The nighttime forest whisperer recovery employs genetic management to safeguard diversity within a small population. As a population dwindles to a mere fraction of its former size, it encounters a subtle peril that lurks unseen within the forest. The reduction of genetic diversity can lead to an increased likelihood of inherited issues as time progresses. Conservation teams approach this by viewing each breeding decision as a strategic investment for the future. Detailed pedigrees and modern DNA tools are employed to select pairings that maintain rare lineages and minimize closely related matings. The task requires meticulous attention, as the objective extends beyond merely increasing the number of chicks in a single season. The aim is to cultivate a future populace, capable of maintaining health through numerous generations. This management also directs the movement of individuals, determines which birds are prioritized for breeding opportunities, and oversees the tracking of new chicks from their earliest days. It can resemble managing a vibrant library where each book holds significance, and redundancy may not always be beneficial. The nighttime forest whisperer's recovery illustrates the harmonious blend of fieldwork and genetics in the realm of conservation. The northern bald ibis is making a comeback after disappearing from large parts of Europe. For centuries, the unusual silhouette of this bird, with its bare head and curved bill, has woven itself into the fabric of European landscapes and folklore. Then, it vanished from much of that area, leaving behind only fragmented memories and distant communities in other locations. Efforts to reintroduce it seek to bring it back to the locations it once inhabited. However, the endeavor encompasses much more than merely setting birds free and wishing for the best. Young ibises embark on a journey of discovery, navigating safe routes, identifying suitable feeding areas, and mastering the timing of their seasonal movements. Certain initiatives facilitate the initial migration, allowing the birds to create a dependable pattern, which they can then maintain independently in subsequent years. Each early season transforms into a critical lesson in geography, filled with tension and anticipation. Success hinges on safeguarding nesting sites from disruption and maintaining the productivity of feeding grounds. The northern bald ibis serves as a poignant reminder that a species can disappear from a continent, not due to its inherent frailty, but rather because circumstances turned unfavorably against it. Reintroduction serves as a means to reshape history, one flight at a time. The chicks of the nighttime forest whisperer can be fostered, enhancing their chances of survival during challenging seasons. In a challenging year, a parent might struggle to provide enough food to ensure the successful raising of each chick. Conservationists occasionally employ a strategy that appears straightforward, but demands a profound understanding of behavior. They transfer a chick to a different nest, one where a parent is more capable of providing nourishment, and where the timing aligns closely enough to allow for a seamless foster care arrangement. The aim is not to substitute human parenting. The aim is to allow birds to engage in their natural behaviors, providing assistance precisely when needed. This type of fostering requires meticulous consideration of the chick's age, the conditions of the nest, and the abilities of the foster parent, as any misalignment can lead to stress or rejection. When it succeeds, it enhances the number of young that attain independence, while preserving the fundamental aspects of the chick's upbringing as a bird. This serves as a striking illustration of how conservation can be approached as a means of addressing challenges, employing social behavior as an effective instrument. Within a limited community, the preservation of a single additional chick has the potential to transform the entire season. The glass frog possesses translucent skin, allowing a glimpse of its organs through the belly. In the rainforests of Central and South America, certain frogs perch on leaves above streams, their bodies appearing to absorb the very light of the leech itself. From a vantage point below, the skin reveals a translucence that allows one to catch sight of a beating heart and the intricate loops of intestines. This is not merely a party trick. It serves as a clever disguise, as a frog that merges seamlessly with the vibrant green leaves becomes more challenging for predators to detect. Numerous glass frogs deposit their eggs on leaves that dangle above the water, ensuring that when the tadpoles emerge, they fall into the stream beneath, embarking on their journey in a new realm. Their life cycle connects them to pristine flowing waters and a lush, unbroken forest canopy. As forests are cleared, the sunlight warms the streams, sediment stirs the water into a cloudy haze, and the places for breeding disappear. The captivating transparency of these frogs reveals a delicate balance as their survival hinges on specific environmental conditions. The glass frog serves as a testament to nature's ability to create an organism that resembles a window, all while ensuring its survival in the wild. The star-nosed mole possesses the remarkable ability to detect its prey through touch in an astonishingly brief moment. Imagine experiencing the world as if it were felt through your fingertips. much like the way this mole navigates its surroundings. A ring of fleshy tentacles encircles its nose, creating a star-shaped sensory organ, brimming with touch receptors. Within the shadowy, murky tunnels, that star transforms into its eyes, gliding over the surface and discerning texture with astonishing swiftness. The mole possesses the remarkable ability to sense and choose its prey in a heartbeat, swiftly capturing it before the chance slips away. It is not merely swift, it is also effective, as every motion collects insights and propels action. Wetlands and soft soils are its preferred environments, indicating that its survival is intertwined with habitats that are frequently altered or destroyed by human activity. When one envisions a mole, the image that often comes to mind is of a creature laboriously burrowing in quietude. The star-nosed mole resembles a high-speed scanner, transforming touch into an extraordinary hunting ability. It stands as a prime illustration of how evolution crafts a perception, subsequently shaping a way of life around it. The naked mole rat exhibits an extraordinary resistance to cancer and flourishes in the low-oxygen environments of its burrows. Underground colonies present an experience akin to a different world, characterized by heat, congestion, and a scarcity of oxygen. Naked mole rats thrive in this environment, existing in collaborative communities with extensive tunnel systems that can extend over vast distances. Their bodies have evolved to thrive in that environment, exhibiting low energy requirements and a remarkable resilience to conditions that would challenge most mammals. The unusual resistance to cancer observed in these creatures has captured significant scientific interest, indicating that their cells manage growth, control, and damage in unique manners compared to typical rodents. Researchers examine them for insights into aging, repair, and the mechanisms that maintain tissue stability over time. Their social structure enhances the intrigue, as colonies feature a breeding queen and numerous workers, resembling insect societies more than those of most mammals. In the wild, their survival hinges on resilient soils, dependable plant resources, and consistent underground environments. The naked mole rat illustrates that unusualness comes in various forms, and rarity is just one aspect of it that deserves attention. Even a seemingly ordinary burrower can unveil biological marvels that defy our assumptions about mammals. The echidna, a unique creature, lays eggs, distinguishing it as one of the rare egg-laying mammals. This creature resembles a tiny collection of spines paired with an inquisitive snout, yet its reproductive tail is rooted in the lore of ancient mammals. The echidna lays a solitary, leathery egg, carefully safeguarding it in a temporary pouch until the moment it hatches. The tiny, helpless newborn, known as a puggle, continues to develop as it is nurtured by its mother in the safety of a sheltered burrow. This unique blend of laying eggs and feeding milk is uncommon, connecting echidnas to the most ancient lines of mammalian evolution. The remainder of its existence remains equally specialized. With its powerful claws, it digs expertly, while its long, sticky tongue adeptly collects ants and termites. It possesses the remarkable ability to detect prey through subtle signals in the soil. In harsh conditions, echidnas possess the remarkable ability to lower their body temperature and slow their metabolism, a survival strategy that enables them to endure through challenging seasons. They serve as enduring symbols that mammals did not originate from a singular design. Some preserved the egg and constructed everything else in its vicinity. The platypus detects its prey through specialized electroreceptors, and male platypuses possess venomous spurs. As the platypus plunges into the water, its eyes and ears shut tight. It relies not on sight or sound to seek its prey. It stalks its prey using the power of electricity. Within its structure lie electroreceptors that sense subtle signals from the muscle contractions of small aquatic creatures, enabling it to find prey in murky waters and along the riverbed. It moves its head from side to side, creating a mental map from the signals it receives, before swiftly capturing insects and crustaceans. This sensory world stands apart from our own, evoking the sensation of a sixth sense. Male platypuses present yet another unexpected twist. Spurs adorn their hind legs, linked to venom glands, which they utilize in confrontations with rival males, particularly during the breeding season. The venom induces severe pain in humans, yet it is not deemed fatal. The platypus combines characteristics that appear to be taken from various creatures, yet it remains uniquely itself. It serves as a reminder that evolution often unfolds in unexpected ways. At times, a masterpiece emerges from the blending of various tools. The leafy sea dragon depends on its ability to blend into its surroundings, and it lacks the ability to grasp objects with a curled tail. When observed in the water, it hardly appears to swim at all. It glides, it leans, it hesitates, and the ocean flora seems to sway in harmony with its movements. The leaf-like fronds serve no purpose for grasping or propelling water. They exist to vanish. The fish glides through the water, its small fins fluttering with such subtlety that they often go unnoticed, allowing it to remain silent in the flowing current. In contrast to many of its kin, it lacks the ability to coil its tail around seaweed for stability. It must select its shelter with great care, relying on the vibrant kelp and seagrass beds that offer both protection and nourishment. As storms rage, waters warm, or coastal disturbances occur, the habitats diminish, leaving camouflage with fewer elements to blend into. The leafy sea dragon appears as a mesmerizing illusion, thriving by instilling uncertainty in the eyes of its predators. The Philippine tarsier possesses large eyes and has the remarkable ability to rotate its head extensively. In the dim hours of the night, a small primate prowls, its visage perfectly crafted for the shadows. Its eyes are so large that they capture every available scrap of light, yet they remain fixed and do not swivel like ours. Rather, it is the neck that takes on the responsibility. The head rotates with such remarkable flexibility that it appears to gaze behind without shifting the body at all. It becomes significant when one is situated on the branch, attuned to the sounds of insects and small prey, all the while remaining vigilant for any signs of danger. A tarsier can remain perfectly still, then spring into action with a sudden leap, landing with a grip that appears effortless. Its fingers and toes are designed for gripping, and its leaps propel it between vertical supports with the agility of a living spring. The concern lies in the fact that a hunter with such specialization requires a complete and undisturbed forest ecosystem. As trees are thinned or fragmented into smaller patches, the spaces between secure launch points turn perilous. The nighttime forest whisperer, unable to take to the skies, faces a significant danger from cats and stoats. A bird that walks, rather than flies, must navigate peril through an entirely unique approach. The parrot demonstrated impressive climbing skills and had the ability to remain motionless, relying on its stillness to blend into its surroundings. That strategy proved effective in a realm devoid of ground-hunting mammals. Once cats and stoats entered the scene, mere stillness ceased to suffice. A predator, adept at tracking scent and movement across the forest floor, can easily locate a nesting bird or a wandering adult, leaving the bird with no chance to flee into the sky. Thus, contemporary recovery efforts have relied on islands free of predators and enclosed sanctuaries, environments that more closely resemble the conditions for which the bird has evolved. The rangers diligently strive to maintain the security of those areas, as even a single breach could lead to significant repercussions. The narrative presented is not centered on fragility. The narrative revolves around a sense of disconnection. A flightless parrot encounters an unfamiliar type of hunter, and its survival hinges on the creation of a secure environment. The giant pangolin possesses a tongue that exceeds the length of its head, nestled deep within its chest. It consumes ants and termites with a precision that seems almost robotic, as though it possesses a unique instrument that can be activated and withdrawn at will. The tongue serves as the instrument. It is remarkably lengthy and is rooted deeply within the body, rather than being confined solely to the mouth. As the pangolin feeds, its tongue unfurls with remarkable speed and accuracy, glistening with a sticky saliva that ensnares insects in abundance. It then withdraws, only to repeat the cycle endlessly until the nest is completely emptied. The animal's skull is adapted to its lifestyle, lacking the need for large chewing teeth due to its consumption of soft prey. It requires reach, grip, and persistence. In the stillness of night, it advances with a subtle power, breaking through tough termite mounds with formidable claws resembling chisels. This feeding system is so specialized that safeguarding the animal entails safeguarding its insect-rich habitat alongside the animal itself. The giant pangolin serves as a testament to the remarkable process of evolution, showcasing how a singular, perfected adaptation can become the foundation of an entire existence. The mountain gorilla population has seen an increase, yet it remains reliant on ongoing protection. In the lush forests of Central Africa, a family of gorillas thrives under the leadership of a powerful silverback. Their days unfold with the rhythms of foraging, resting, grooming, and the diligent effort of maintaining the cohesion of their group. Their story is remarkable, as it reveals a significant increase in numbers compared to previous lows, demonstrating that dedicated conservation efforts can indeed alter the course of a species' future. However, the very elements that facilitated recovery also expose vulnerability. Their habitat is confined, nestled among bustling human communities. The risk of disease is significant, as both humans and great apes possess numerous shared vulnerabilities. Groups are monitored by rangers and trackers who enforce protected boundaries and work to reduce the pressure of poaching. Tourism has the potential to bolster conservation efforts through financial support for employment and park administration. However, it requires careful management to mitigate stress and the spread of illness. The mountain gorilla illustrates the fragility that often accompanies genuine success. Recovery is not an endpoint, it is a routine endeavor. The Gulf's gentle shadow suffers due to gillnets, intended for a different fish known as totoaba. This represents a profoundly tragic form of threat due to its indirect nature. Gillnets, intended for totoaba, can suspend in the water, resembling unseen barriers. A Gulf's gentle shadow, gliding into that mesh, finds itself unable to retreat. As a mammal that holds its breath, it must ascend to the surface. When it fails to do so, the result can be deadly. The totoaba, prized for its swim bladder, has become the target of illegal fishing activities, persisting despite existing bans and patrols. This establishes a sequence of tension that impacts the Gulf's gentle shadow, despite the pulpus not being the intended focus. In this context, conservation entails the removal of nets, the enforcement of regulations, and the promotion of fishing techniques that avoid capturing unintended species. The task is challenging, as it unfolds in bustling waters, where individuals earn their livelihoods. The plight of the Gulf's gentle shadow illustrates the intricate relationship between an ecosystem and the forces of economics and trade. The impact of a single illegal market can extend far and threaten the survival of an entire species. The beluga sturgeon, a creature that can endure for many decades, has seen its population ravaged by overfishing. This fish resembles an ancient armored vessel, featuring bony plates that run along its body and a mouth specifically adapted for bottom feeding. It develops gradually and attains maturity after a considerable time, a strategy that proves effective in stable rivers and seas, where adults endure for numerous years. The issue lies in the fact that intense fishing practices can deplete those long-lived breeders more quickly than they can naturally replenish themselves. The demand for caviar has significantly influenced the situation, and, as older adults pass away, the population diminishes, not just in numbers, but also in the vital reproductive capacity necessary for generating future generations. Sturgeon require appropriate river conditions for spawning and the early stages of life, and these conditions can be affected by pollution and river engineering. Efforts to conserve include restrictions on fishing, enforcement against illegal harvesting, hatchery initiatives, and habitat restoration work. Yet, The process of recovery unfolds at a measured pace, dictated by the inherent sluggishness of biology. The beluga sturgeon imparts a valuable lesson. When a species dedicates itself to longevity, it finds itself highly susceptible to abrupt and intense exploitation. The sowler's habitat is fragmented, creating challenges for potential mates to encounter one another. Even when an animal continues to roam the wild, the solitude can create a sense of diminishing presence. The sowler inhabits the forested mountains, where roads, logging, and human activity have the potential to fragment its continuous habitat into isolated patches. For a rare animal, that separation can transform into a harsh obstacle. In valleys that appear inviting, individuals might find themselves alone, perhaps never crossing paths with another sowler for years on end. This can restrict reproduction, diminish genetic interchange, and heighten the likelihood that a local extinction becomes irreversible. It also complicates conservation efforts, as protection cannot concentrate on a single area alone. It is essential to safeguard the corridors, the subtle yet vital links that enable animals to traverse between fragments of forest. In their quest for confirmation, scientists turn to camera traps, environmental DNA, and the wisdom of local communities, as direct sightings are a rare occurrence. The tale of the sowler transcends mere statistics. It embodies a profound sense of connection. A species may exist, yet remain functionally solitary. The eternal youth wanderer's natural environment is diminishing, as changes have been made to its lake system. In the wild, this animal is anchored to a specific location, the remaining canals and wetlands of Xochimilco, near Mexico City. Once a vast lake system, the area has been drained and transformed over centuries, resulting in a network of waterways that now coexist with vibrant urban life. The quality of water can fluctuate rapidly, and pollution diminishes oxygen levels while altering the plants and insects that young amphibians rely on. Another challenge arises from the introduction of fish that consume eggs and larvae while also competing for food resources. Even when an eternal youth wanderer endures, it may find itself confined to limited areas of habitat, with scarce, safe nesting locations. The efforts in conservation encompass the restoration of canals, enhancement of filtration through plant-based systems, and the establishment of refuges designed to exclude invasive fish. This tale unfolds not in a remote wilderness. It serves as a poignant reminder that even a world-renowned creature may be struggling for existence amidst the towering presence of urban life. The Solnodon, with its limited vision, depends significantly on its keen sense of smell and touch to navigate its surroundings. As it traverses the night, its gaze forest whistle packs, not pierce the darkness with keen clarity. It observes the earth instead. The snout sweeps low, sampling scents like a living detector, while the whiskers and sensitive nose navigate spaces beyond the reach of sight. One might envision it as a forager designed for leaf litter, where the hints are found in chemical and tactile sensations rather than in sight. It explores beneath the fallen branches, gently nudging stones and tracing the faint trails left by insects and small prey. This sensory style is also susceptible to abrupt shifts. A new predator can strike without being visible, while a seemingly innocuous obstacle in the forest may turn perilous if its roots are disturbed. The nocturnal rhythm it relies on can also be altered by light pollution and human disturbance. Safeguarding this creature involves not only preserving its habitat, but also ensuring that darkness and tranquility continue to exist. It endures by navigating the darkness, and that darkness must continue to be. The canopy sky sovereign forms a lifelong bond with its mate, and typically raises only a single chick during each breeding cycle. For a bird of such strength, the pace of family life unfolds with a surprising slowness and caution. A bonded pair dedicates themselves to a single young with unwavering attention. For nurturing an eagle chick in the rainforest is a lengthy endeavor. The nest is frequently constructed high within a grand tree, serving as a pivotal location to which the adults consistently return. In a world where the forest is diminished, one parent stands watch, while the other ventures out, skillfully navigating the canopy to bring back food, a precious resource, in a landscape where prey is hard to find. With each breeding attempt resulting in the raising of just a single chick, the significance of the endeavor is magnified greatly. When a nest fails, the time lost cannot be swiftly regained. Thus, the importance of safeguarding nest trees and their adjacent areas becomes evident, as disturbances near an active nest can lead to repercussions that extend beyond a single season. This eagle is not just uncommon. It follows a routine that renders each achievement invaluable. The Mediterranean gentle stalker relies heavily on rabbits, making it vulnerable to threats posed by diseases affecting its prey. Envision a predator whose primary source of sustenance could vanish in an instant. The Mediterranean gentle stalker possesses a remarkable adaptation for hunting rabbits, a skill that once thrived magnificently throughout the Mediterranean scrubland. As rabbit populations dwindle due to disease outbreaks, the lynx faces challenges in adapting to a new primary food source, and this transition comes with its own set of difficulties. The challenges of hunting intensify as territories may expand, and the task of raising kittens grows more perilous, for a nursing mother requires dependable food sources in proximity to her shelter. Conservation has needed to adopt the mindset of an ecosystem planner. Safeguarding the cat entails revitalizing rabbit habitats, enhancing shelter burrows, and managing landscapes that foster robust prey populations. In certain regions, efforts are underway to mitigate the elements that undermine rabbit populations, such as habitat simplification and human impact. The tale of the lynx reveals a ripple effect within the natural world. Rescuing a predator often transcends the predator itself. At times, it begins with humble grass shrubs and a tiny creature that bears the weight of the entire food web upon its back. The Adax possesses broad hooves that enable it to traverse the soft sands of the desert with ease. In the dunes and loose sand, a narrow hoof sinks, wasting energy and transforming each step into a battle. The Adax addresses this challenge through its wide, splayed hooves, which distribute its weight more evenly, providing enhanced support on unstable terrain. The small design chain influences every aspect of its lifestyle. It possesses the ability to traverse sandy basins that would exhaust other hoofed creatures swiftly, and it can access dispersed feeding grounds that emerge momentarily following infrequent rains. Life in the desert is characterized by these fleeting moments, a patch of new growth accompanied by a cooler night and a stretch of cloud cover brings relief from heat stress. The Adax is designed to capture fleeting moments and withstand prolonged periods of scarcity. The tragedy lies in the fact that the desert, once a sanctuary, no longer offers protection from human encroachment, and the swift gallop of wide hooves cannot escape the relentless pursuit of vehicles. Its feet have evolved to suit the sand rather than the demands of contemporary endeavors. They serve as a remarkable illustration of how survival can be meticulously crafted within the most fundamental aspects of the body, progressing gradually with each step. The river-nosed singer, known for its remarkable swimming abilities, frequently traverses rivers in search of food. In Borneo, rivers serve not merely as barriers, they function as highways, feeding grounds, and escape routes. The monkeys inhabit areas near water, frequently leaping in to traverse the channels that separate forest patches. Swimming allows them to access fruiting trees and young leaves that transform with the seasons, particularly along riverbanks where the vegetation flourishes abundantly. It provides an escape route when threats emerge on land, as a swift plunge into the river can disrupt a predator's pursuit. Crossing is not a trivial matter, as crocodiles inhabit certain waterways, and powerful currents can render a misstep extremely perilous. Each crossing becomes a choice, influenced by the flow of the group and the rhythm of time. Their river life connects them to human endeavors, as boats, logging, and settlements frequently gather along the same shores. Safeguarding them entails preserving riparian forests, the vital strip of habitat that provides shade, sustenance, and secure access to water. For river-nosed singers, the river is not a boundary, It is an integral part of their landscape. The unique shape of the marsh stillness hunter's bill enables it to capture slippery lungfish with remarkable accuracy. The imposing bill appears weighty, yet it serves as a meticulously crafted instrument. The wide edges function as a clamp, while the pointed tip is capable of hooking and securing prey that might otherwise slip away. Lungfish present a unique challenge due to their muscular and slippery bodies, capable of twisting violently when caught. The marsh stillness hunter strikes with powerful precision, utilizing the unique shape of its bill to manipulate the prey's body instead of merely pinning it down. It might shift its hold, fine-tuning its grasp until the prey is perfectly positioned for consumption. This is not a task of fragility. It is a display of measured strength, executed in tranquil waters, where the reeds and drifting vegetation can conceal one's actions. The bird's success hinges on the presence of healthy wetlands with stable water levels, as lungfish and other prey depend on those very conditions as well. The bill stands out prominently, yet it hints at a more profound underlying significance. This bird is uniquely designed to tackle one of the swamp's most challenging meals. The ancient island relic possesses the remarkable ability to live for over 100 years, exhibiting an exceptionally slow rate of growth. This reptile navigates its existence with a deliberate rhythm, gradually developing and attaining maturity only after a considerable span of years. The leisurely pace may prove beneficial on tranquil islands, where the availability of seasonal food aligns with a naturally lower metabolism. It signifies that each adult embodies years of survival knowledge, and the loss of an adult is not comparable to the swift replacement of a young animal. The ancient island relic's extended lifespan is closely linked to the presence of stable environments, secure burrows, and the lack of invasive predators that could eliminate young individuals before they have the chance to reproduce. The climate plays a crucial role, as the conditions during incubation can significantly affect development, and changing temperatures may upset the delicate balance that a population has depended on for generations. Conservation efforts have centered on safeguarding habitats and meticulously relocating species to secure islands and enclosed regions, with monitoring processes that unfold over many years instead of mere months. The ancient island relic's longevity is a remarkable fact that invites deeper reflection. It serves as a reminder that certain species exist on a timeline that requires our sustained focus as well. The living fossil whisperer brings forth live young following an unusually prolonged gestation period. In the depths of the water, time seems to flow at a languid pace. The living fossil whisperer exists within that unhurried realm, and its method of reproduction embodies this characteristic. Rather than depositing eggs in the ocean, it nurtures developing young within its body for an extended period, ultimately giving birth to fully formed juveniles that are capable of swimming immediately. This approach minimizes the likelihood of delicate eggs encountering peril, yet it also requires the parent to commit significant resources to every instance of reproduction. In times of slow reproduction, the losses become increasingly difficult to recover from, and an accidental capture can lead to significant consequences. Deep water species encounter a significant research challenge, as their breeding habits remain elusive and every detail is painstakingly acquired. The live birth of the living fossil whisperer is a detail that transforms the way one envisions this ancient fish. It stands as a testament to ancient lineages, a diligent guardian in a shadowy realm, dedicating countless months to nurturing the next generation before releasing them into the depths. Numerous rare animals disappear before they can be discovered, as the loss of their habitats outstrips scientific progress. A species forest whistle paxant have to be well known to exist. Numerous are those that dwell in the night, often seasonal or confined to a single valley, a specific reef, or a solitary mountaintop. Some exist as larvae in water, for merely a brief time each year. There are insects that surface for a brief period before disappearing once more into the earth. As forests fall, wetlands are emptied, and reefs suffer. Those fragile existences may fade away, their stories never recorded. Each year, scientists unveil new species, yet the process unfolds at a deliberate pace. It necessitates meticulous surveys, thoughtful comparisons, and frequently genetic analysis to validate what is genuinely unique. In the meantime, the transformation of land use can outpace the ability of any research program to keep up. This evokes a subtle form of tragedy, where extinctions occur without fanfare, as the animals involved were never truly acknowledged by the wider world. It also instills a sense of immediacy. Safeguarding habitats not only preserves familiar species, but also shields those hidden ones that linger in the shadows, awaiting discovery. In numerous locations, conservation serves not merely to protect what we cherish, but also to safeguard what remains unknown to us. As the journey through rare animals draws to a close, one might observe the vastness of the world that now unfolds before them. They wandered from hidden wetlands to mountain forests, from desert sands to cold rivers, and into oceans that still keep their secrets. They encountered beings molded by solitude and the passage of time, creatures that endure in limited areas of the world where circumstances must align perfectly. Some persist by merging with the foliage and seaweed. Some depend on unusual senses, savoring the water through their nerves, or interpreting the darkness with their touch. Some exist within rhythms that unfold gradually, marked by extended lifetimes and infrequent moments of reproduction. Some are so rare that their entire future hinges on a single safeguarded location, a solitary secure passage, or a season that unfolds favorably. If any of these narratives resonated with you, I would greatly appreciate your support for the channel in any manner that feels comfortable to you. One might consider leaving a kind comment, sharing the video with someone who could appreciate it, or subscribing to ensure a return visit in the future. This small corner of the internet thrives and continues to flourish. In this moment, there is no need to cling to every detail. Let the names and places fade into the background. Allow your shoulders to relax and your jaw to release its tension, feeling the heaviness of your body sink deeper into a state of rest. For those who remain awake and seek one final serene journey, another video will be poised on the screen, ready for you at your convenience. For now, allow the world to blur at the edges and permit your breathing to discover its own unhurried pace. Rest peacefully and have a pleasant night. Thank you for joining Sleep Science Top 1 on this peaceful journey to discover the rarest and most wondrous creatures on this planet. We hope these gentle stories about the resilience, adaptability, and hidden beauty of nature have given you a relaxing moment before you drift off to sleep. If you find this educational, gentle, and valuable content meaningful, please support the channel by liking to spread positive energy, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss the next good sleep videos. Leaving a short comment, even just a simple thank you or good night, is a great motivation for our content team. Wishing you a deep and peaceful sleep. See you on our next journey. Sleep well and sweet dreams.